Chapter 537. At this time, the Amethyst Dragon Palace was already filled with the core members of the Acropolis city's 4 major families and 4 minor families. The corners of their mouths twitched violently. Qin Feng's women were still arguing over who was the sister-in-law in such an important occasion with such a tense atmosphere. Moreover, the elders of the major families had to suppress their anger and watch the 2 women quarrel. This was too fucking humiliating. Huh? What day is it today? Why are the family heads of the major families gathered at the Amethyst Dragon Palace? This is a once-in-a-decade event. Qin Feng chuckled as he looked at the crowd. In the past, these patriarchs would talk directly to Qin Huang, Qin Feng's father. Among them, there were even some patriarchs who didn't take Qin Huang seriously and spoke with great arrogance. But now, Qin Feng could speak directly to the family heads of the major families. Moreover, these family heads had to listen to Qin Feng and speak well. Young Master Qin, I heard that my unfilial eldest grandson, Gao Hu, offended young Master Qin in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. I brought all the core members of the family here to personally apologize to young Master Qin. I hope young Master Qin can be magnanimous and let our Gao family go this time. The Gao family's elder took the lead and respectfully apologized to Qin Feng in front of all the major families of the Acropolis city. Qin Feng could let Bai Fei go without pursuing the matter, but he wouldn't let Gao Hu off so easily. Qin Feng looked at Elder Gao and said, Elder Gao, Gao Hu was beaten up by me because of a woman, but he didn't learn his lesson. Today, he wants to make a move on my woman and incite the other young masters to trample on me. Can you give me a reason to let him go? Qin Feng's words made Elder Gao speechless. Everyone in the Acropolis city knew that Qin Feng was the #1 hedonistic young master, a flirtatious young master, and regarded women as his life. Young Master Qin is right. It's all because of Gao Hu, that evil creature. He's simply brainless and deceived the public with his lies. He has led the younger generation of the Lu family astray. I hope young Master Qin can let our Lu Sun go. Our Lu family will pledge our lives to the Qin family in the future. Young Master Qin, my Chun family is willing to pay the price for this misunderstanding. If young Master Qin needs any compensation, please don't hesitate to ask. I just hope that this matter won't affect the peaceful relationship between the Qin and Chan families. The meaning behind Qin Feng's words was profound, pointing the spearhead at the Gao family. The rest of the families quickly followed Qin Feng's words and began to criticize the Gao family. The Gao family was one of Acropolis City's 4 great families, but with Qin Feng's support, the other families didn't care about the Gao family anymore. What could the 4 great clans amount to? Sitting next to Qin Feng was an elder of one of the 4 major families, and standing behind him was the elder of the Zhou family, the leader of the 4 major families. Seeing this situation, Elder Gao was infuriated. He was shocked by Qin Feng's maturity. Old Master Gao knew that he had to do something to put on an act in front of these large and small families in Qin Feng. However, Old Master Gao scanned the ground a few times and still couldn't find Gao Hu among the rich young masters. These rich young masters had been beaten so badly that their noses were bruised and their faces were swollen. They looked exactly the same. Evil creature, you evil creature. Get your ass out here and accept your punishment. Old Master Gao roared. Grandfather, I'm here. Gao Hu had long since lost his arrogance. He realized that he had caused a huge disaster this time, so he responded in the crowd and didn't dare to approach Old Master Gao. You bastard, get your ass over here. Old Master Gao finally recognized Gao Hu. Seeing that he was beaten beyond recognition, he was infuriated. However, he could only suppress his anger and teach Gao Hu a lesson in front of everyone. Grandfather, please forgive me. I know I was wrong. Gao Hu knew that he couldn't hide, so he hurriedly rolled in front of Old Master Gao. Old Master Gao gritted his teeth and kicked Gao Hu, giving him a beating. You bastard, look at what you've done. Young Master Qin is Acropolis City's #1 young master, and the Qin family is Acropolis City's #1 power. How could you be so blind as to offend young Master Qin? I think you're looking to die. Old Master Gao scolded Gao Hu as he beat him. The rest of the families, big and small, stood to the side and watched with schadenfreude. Qin Feng continued to sit in his chair in comfort by Qing and Lu Wenjing. It was as if he couldn't see what was happening on Old Master Gao's side. Qin Feng, I remember now. This is the brat you beat up last time at our school, right? After being comforted by Qin Feng for a while, Lu Wenjing was no longer angry. Yes, that's him. Last time he was after you and this time he's after Qing Qing and Bei Bei. Don't you think he's looking to die? Qin Feng said as he patted Lu Wenjing's head. Lu Wenjing originally thought that Gao Hu was beaten up quite pitifully. Now she angrily glared at Gao Hu, looking like she wanted to rush up and beat Gao Hu up. Elder Gao hit Gao Hu for a while, and when he saw that Gao Hu was on the verge of death, he stopped. He chuckled as he walked to Qin Feng's side. Young Master Qin, you see, I also taught that rascal a good lesson. That brat will definitely remember this lesson, so I hope that young Master Qin will be merciful and stop now. What do you think? Let him go. Old Master Gao was excited, but when he heard Qin Feng's words, his expression immediately became cold. Cripple his martial arts, break his life, and you can take him away. Young Master Qin, don't you think this is too inhumane? Old Master Gao had been smiling, but now, his expression became serious. You want to talk to me about being humane? This grandson of yours has always bullied men and taken women. How many innocent women have you harmed? Why don't you talk to those girls from ordinary families about being humane? If you don't want to take him away, then I'll let him stay here forever. Old Master Gao didn't expect Qin Feng to be so overbearing and domineering. Seeing that the negotiation was not going well, Old Master Gao suddenly changed his expression. He glared at Qin Feng and roared, Qin Feng, don't think that just because you have a stage 4 inner Qi martial artist as your subordinate, the Gao family is afraid of you. If we really fight to the death, it won't be good for anyone. Are you threatening me? Qin Feng looked at Old Master Gao with a smile. The expressions of Yunzhe, Longhair, and Lu Wenjing all changed. They surrounded Qin Feng, ready to fight at any time. Old Master Gao wasn't afraid of Longhair and Qin Feng, but he was still a little afraid of Yunzhe. However, he had already spoken ruthlessly, so he could only be tough to the end. You can think of it that way. I'm going to take Gao Hu away now. If you dare to stop me, don't blame the Gao family for not stopping you. All right. I want to see what kind of ability your Gao family has to fight me to the death. Qin Feng sneered. Yunzhe immediately flew towards Gao Hu and struck out with his palm, preparing to cripple Gao Hu. You're courting death. An angry roar sounded, and a person suddenly jumped out from the crowd of Gao family members. The man was in his 40s, wore black training clothes, and had a ferocious expression as he kicked Yunzhe in the air. Bang! Yunzhe's expression changed slightly. The palm that was originally aimed at Gao Hu changed direction at the last moment and came into contact with the man in black's foot. A muffled sound echoed in the hall. Yunzhe and the man in black both retreated a few steps before stabilizing their bodies. A level 4 inner martial artist. Qin Feng smiled as he looked at the man in black from the Gao family with a calm expression. The other families in the hall immediately burst into an uproar. Ever since the 4 great families of Acropolis City had changed, only the Zhou family had a level 3 inner martial artist. The other 3 great families had a level 2 inner martial artist as their backing, but now that the Gao family suddenly had a level 4 inner martial artist, everyone was stunned. They never thought that the Gao family had been hiding their strength all this time. With their current ability, it was obvious that they would be able to compete for the number 1 family in Acropolis City. Qin Feng, don't think that you're the only one who can find a level 4 inner martial artist. Our Gao family can also nurture one. Are you sure you still want to go against our Gao family? Old Master Gao's tone changed as he stared at Qin Feng arrogantly. A level 4 inner martial artist in a 3rd-tier city like Acropolis City was indeed enough to make a family proud. Big brother Qin, I was careless just now. Now I'll destroy the enemy. Yunzhe raised his hand and took out the fiery rod tied to his back. He waved the fiery rod casually, and rays of orange light flickered, causing everyone to be unable to take their eyes off him. Yunzhe, who had the raging fire rod, was simply unstoppable. Before he could even reach the Gao family's martial artists, the inner stage 4 man in black revealed a look of fear. Before the fight even started, he already felt that he had lost. Gao Wu, do your best to delay that white-clothed brat. Everyone from the Gao family attacked together and killed Qin Feng. At this point, Old Master Gao had no way out. He could also see that Yun Zai's strength was slightly stronger than Gao Wu's. He could only stall for time. He thought that as long as he killed Qin Feng, this disaster would be resolved. More than 30 strong men of the Gao family pounced towards Qin Feng. The scene was spectacular. Bai Qing, the 3 women, long hair, and the others had already blocked in front of Qin Feng, ready to fight at any time. Stop! Qin Feng suddenly spoke, and both sides immediately stopped. Old Master Gao thought that Qin Feng was afraid and wanted to retreat, so he looked at Qin Feng with a playful smile. Young Master Qin, do you have anything else to say? It's all because of your arrogance that we've come to this point. Could it be that you're afraid now? I'm not afraid. I just don't want to make things so troublesome. Qin Feng chuckled as he looked at Old Master Gao. Then he said to Longhair and the others, don't move. I'll deal with the Gao family by myself. The people of the Feng group were very clear about Qin Feng's strength, so they all retreated. Bai Qing and the other 2 women also knew how powerful Qin Feng was, but seeing that there were so many people on the other side, they still looked at Qin Feng worriedly and refused to retreat. Qin Feng patted the 3 women's heads and pulled them behind him. He even let Yun Zai and Longhair be in charge of the 3 women's safety. Chapter 538. Qin Feng was going to fight the Gao family alone? The families in the Amethyst Dragon Palace didn't understand Qin Feng's intentions because they didn't know his true strength. As for those who had witnessed Qin Feng's strength, they were extremely excited and looked as if they were eager to see Qin Feng's performance. Qin Feng, do you mean it? You want to fight the entire Gao family personally? Elder Gao raised his eyebrows. He couldn't hide the excitement in his eyes. Of course I do. Let's not waste time and start. Qin Feng smiled at Elder Gao. Of course, Qin Feng knew what Elder Gao was thinking. Wait, let's not rush to fight. We have to discuss the conditions clearly before we start. If you are defeated by the Gao family, you can't use this as an excuse to take revenge on the Gao family. You have to release Gao Wu, and this matter will end here. We'll mind our own business in the future. Old Master Gao said hurriedly. Everything he said was about Qin Feng losing. Old Master Gao had never thought that Qin Feng would win. Okay, we'll do as you say. If I injure or kill a member of the Gao family during the fight, don't hold it against me, Qin Feng agreed. Haha, no problem. There are people from all the families in the Acropolis city as witnesses. No one is allowed to go back on their word. Seeing that Qin Feng had agreed, Elder Gao grinned from ear to ear. It was as if Qin Feng was bound to lose before the fight even started. Both sides had set the rules, and the scene suddenly became fierce. A strong smell of gunpowder pervaded the air. Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back. He stood in front of the 30 people from the Gao family. Gao Wu stood in front of the Gao family and stared at Qin Feng with a playful smile. Gao Wu knew that he was no match for Yun Zai, but he didn't take Qin Feng seriously. Gao Wu wasn't the only one who looked down on Qin Feng. Most of the people present didn't think Qin Feng would win. The descendants of the families began to discuss fiercely. They couldn't understand why Qin Feng didn't use his stage 4 inner chi subordinate. Why did he want to fight himself? A powerless hedonistic young master wanted to fight with more than 30 people from the Gao clan? He was simply overestimating himself. Although many people didn't say it, they were secretly gloating and waiting for Qin Feng to be tortured to death. Kill him. Old Master Gao walked past Gao Wu. His face suddenly turned cold, and he whispered an order into Gao Wu's ear. Gao Wu immediately nodded and pushed off with his feet. His entire body shot towards Qin Feng like an arrow leaving a bow. Qin Feng, you're too arrogant. I'll let you know the consequences of being arrogant. Gao Wu's first move was a killing move. The strength of a stage 4 inner chi expert was undoubtedly displayed. His speed was so fast that he turned into a blur in the eyes of those family clan's disciples. They could no longer pinpoint his true location. Even Bai Qing and the other 2 girls, who had just broken through to stage 1 inner chi, were shocked by Gao Wu's strength. The 3 girls felt an aura of death rushing towards them. If this attack was aimed at them, they would have been killed in one move. Qin Feng, be careful. The 3 women's expressions changed drastically as they cried out in alarm. The corners of Yun Zai's mouth raised slightly. He was very confident in Qin Feng's strength. Zhang Hui, on the other hand, had a face full of excitement. He was waiting for Gao Wu to be cut in half. Rumble. With a leap, Gao Wu arrived in front of Qin Feng in the blink of an eye. His fist was mixed with a violent gust of wind. Gao Wu swung his fist. His fist was about to touch the tip of Qin Feng's nose. Everyone watched this scene intently. Qin Feng actually didn't move at all from the beginning to the end. Swish. The sound of the wind rang out. The fist that was about to land suddenly flew out. The fist drew a circle in the air and finally smashed into Gao Wu's head, instantly breaking Gao Wu's attack. Who the fuck hit me with a fist? Stand out if you have the guts. See if I don't beat you to death. Gao Wu hadn't regained his senses for a moment. He swept his gaze around angrily. Everyone acted as if they didn't hear Gao Wu's question. Each of them widened their eyes and stared at Gao Wu's severed arm. The palm on his right arm was already gone, but there was no blood at the severed area. That scene was truly strange. Zzz. A slight spurting sound spread out. Gao Wu felt something spurt out from his wrist. He subconsciously looked over and was so scared that his eyeballs popped out. Gao Wu hurriedly covered his severed arm that was spurting out a pillar of blood. Waves of piercing pain quickly spread out, causing Gao Wu to wail like a ghost and howl like a wolf. My hand? Where's my hand? Ah! It hurts, hurry up and kill me, I'm going to die of pain. Qin Feng's wind blade was too fast, so fast that it caught everyone off guard. Until now, everyone was still immersed in fear and doubt. No one clearly saw how Gao Wu's hand was cut off, not even Yunzhe. Qin Feng, you dare to sneak attack me? Hand over your life. After howling for a while, Gao Wu came back to his senses and threw another punch at Qin Feng. Qin Feng raised his hand and a ball of flame rose up, directly slapping Gao Wu's fist, causing Gao Wu's porcelain teeth to grimace from the heat. Ah, it hurts. Let go of me, hurry up and fucking let go. Qin Feng gripped Gao Wu's fist tightly like a vice. No matter how hard Gao Wu struggled, he couldn't break free. The natural fire seed on Qin Feng's palm burned vigorously. Gao Wu's arm was burnt black, and the whole room was filled with the smell of charred smoke. Demonic cultivator? Qin Feng is a demonic cultivator. There's actually a demonic cultivator family in Acropolis City? The Qin family has actually been hiding their strength. This is simply too terrifying. Is this a demonic cultivator? It can really transform demonic qi into a fire attribute. This is simply too powerful. Qin Feng casually used the natural fire seed in the system, scaring everyone to the point that they were speechless. There were many sects in China's martial arts world, but most of them were orthodox martial cultivators. Demonic cultivators were very rare. In a small city like Acropolis City, the tradition of large families practicing martial arts had only just begun. It was already incredible to have a few orthodox martial artists, let alone a demonic cultivator. Whether it was Qin Feng's wind blade martial skill or the natural fire seed, they both deeply shocked everyone. The descendants of the large families rejoiced in their hearts that they didn't impulsively join the Gao family's team to fight Qin Feng. Otherwise, they wouldn't even know how they died. The natural fire seed on Qin Feng's palm burned more than a meter high. Gao Wu's arm was already burnt to the point that he couldn't feel it anymore. Now, his upper body was also on fire. Ah, I'll take you down with me. Gao Wu did not expect Qin Feng to be a demonic cultivator. Moreover, Qin Feng's strength was unfathomable. Gao Wu realized that he was no match for Qin Feng. Therefore, he decided to self-detonate his inner qi in an attempt to perish together with Qin Feng. Bang! Qin Feng lifted his leg and sent Gao Wu flying with a kick. Boom! Gao Wu's body suddenly exploded in midair. The force of the explosion was like a bomb, causing the floor of the hall to tremble slightly. After the explosion, Gao Wu's flesh and blood rained down from the sky right where the Gao family members were standing. Blood and flesh splattered all over the bodies and heads of the Gao family members. Many of them vomited in disgust. A stage 4 inner Qi master was gone after only a few rounds of fighting? Everyone was scared to death by Qin Feng's strength. Elder Gao, why don't the rest of you attack? It's too slow to fight one by one. Why don't you all attack together? Gao Wu's self-destruction did not affect Qin Feng at all. Qin Feng looked at the Gao family members as if nothing had happened. The reason why Elder Gao had the confidence to fight against Qin Feng was that he had the help of Gao Wu, a stage 4 inner Qi expert. Now that Gao Wu had turned into a pile of flesh and blood, Elder Gao was so scared that his body trembled. "You're not going to attack? Then I'll take the initiative to attack you." Qin Feng dashed toward the Gao family members. The 30 or so Gao family members were so scared that they were on the verge of tears. If even Gao Wu was no match for Qin Feng, then what could they do? "Young Master Qin, spare us. Spare us. Young Master Qin, please be magnanimous and let us go. We can even leave the Gao family in the future. This is all Gao Hu's fault, it has nothing to do with us." "Yes, yes. Young Master Qin will all leave the Gao family in Acropolis City. We won't interfere in today's matter. Young Master Qin can do whatever he wants with Gao Hu." When Qin Feng's figure arrived, the Gao family members were so scared that they knelt on the ground and started begging Qin Feng. Elder Gao saw that the situation was hopeless, so he gave in. He smiled and said, "Young Master Qin, our Gao family doesn't have an evil creature like Gao Hu in the future. From now on, Gao Hu has nothing to do with our Gao family. Since that's the case, our Gao family will go back first and not disturb young Master Qin's business." Elder Gao only had one thought in his mind, and that was to leave. Qin Feng's methods were too ruthless and decisive. Even the old patriarchs who had been through a lot were afraid of Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't make things difficult for the Gao family members. He waved his hand and they quickly left. Whoosh! After the Gao family members left, the rest of the family members in the hall took a deep breath. The powerful aura that Qin Feng emitted made it hard for them to breathe. Gao Hu's face was full of despair as he watched his family abandon him. He regretted his decision so much that his intestines turned green. He didn't think that one wrong choice would ruin his entire life. "Young Master Qin, the Wang family's unfilial son offended you. As the patriarch of the Wang family, I've come to apologize to you. If you have any requests, please let me know. The Wang family will do our best to fulfill them. Young Master Qin, all of the Xiao family's direct descendants are here. In the future, the Xiao family is willing to follow Qin Manor, listen to young Master Qin's orders, and do our best to obey Qin Manor's arrangements." Chapter 539. After Qin Feng displayed his strength, all the large families present started to submit to him. Qin Feng also used this opportunity to announce the return of the Acropolis City's Qin family, and become the #1 family in Acropolis City. Actually, the second side mission of the system's Yun Province disturbance was to revive the Acropolis City's Qin family, and become the #1 family in Yun Province. Now that the Qin family had become the #1 family in Acropolis City, the system's mission had not been completed yet. It was obvious that they had not reached the standards of the #1 family in Yun Province. After the patriarchs of the large family submitted to Qin Feng did not keep them any longer, and allowed them to leave the Amethyst Dragon Palace with their grandchildren. After everyone left, Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing started to quarrel over the title of sister-in-law. Longhair was afraid of being punished by Qin Feng, so he quickly left with his brothers, saying that he was going to clean up the old Qin residence and restore it to its original state as soon as possible. After Longhair and the others left, Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing were locked in a fight. Qin Feng did not stop the two girls. Their strengths were similar and they would not really hurt each other. It was a good thing to let them train each other and increase their own strength. "Big brother Qin, are you really a demonic cultivator?" Yunzhe looked at Qin Feng with a burning gaze, as if he had seen a treasure. "Sort of." Qin Feng was not a demonic cultivator, but it was not easy to explain the natural fire seed to Yunzhe, so he simply acquiesced. "Big brother Qin, can you help me step into the ranks of demonic cultivators? I heard that demonic cultivators can transform demonic energy into fire, ice, and other attacks. Once they become demonic cultivators, their strength will be much stronger than orthodox martial cultivators of the same level." Yunzhe could not hide the excitement on his face. He thought that if he became a level 4 demonic cultivator and had an orange quality fire rod as a weapon, he would have more confidence in competing for the position of patriarch. "Your current strength is still a little lacking. When you're a little stronger, I'll teach you." Qin Feng had a pretty good impression of Yunzhe, but he could not help Yunzhe become a demonic cultivator. However, Qin Feng thought of the fire spirit pill that he had drawn from the system. This thing had a very high chance of turning orthodox martial cultivators into demonic cultivators. However, the fire spirit pill that Qin Feng had was prepared to be given to Hua Yin to nurture her into a dual attribute demonic cultivator. Qin Feng thought that if he had similar pills in the future, he would give them to Yunzhe. Big brother Qin, then I'll thank you first. Yunzhe did not doubt Qin Feng's words at all and looked at Qin Feng with an excited expression. Qin Feng wasn't in the mood to think about anything else. All he could think about was how to make his return more powerful. Yunzhe, help me with something. Qin Feng's eyes suddenly lit up as he looked at Yunzhe with a smile. Big brother Qin, if you have anything to say, feel free to tell me. Yunzhe said respectfully. Qin Feng waved his hand and had Yunzhe come to his side. Then he whispered something into Yunzhe's ear. After Yunzhe heard it, his expression kept changing, and in the end he looked like a shy big boy. Big brother Qin, you really want to do this? Isn't this damaging your reputation? Yunzhe looked at Qin Feng doubtfully. He didn't know what Qin Feng's intentions were. Qin Feng said indifferently, how is this damaging to my image? That's because you haven't heard of me before. I'm Acropolis City's #1 young master, dissolute and uninhibited. That's more in line with my image. Alright, just do as I say. You must appear strong. Qin Feng waved his hand at Yunzhe, as if there was no need to discuss this matter any further. Yunzhe had a hesitant expression, but in the end, he gritted his teeth and left. Once Yunzhe left, Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing were also tired from fighting. They sat at the side and panted. Lin Beibei looked at the two girls and shook her head helplessly. She knew that it was useless to persuade them. Beauties, are you tired from fighting? Let's go, I'll take you to a feast. Qin Feng chuckled as he walked to the two girls' side and pulled them up. Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing glared at Qin Feng snappily. I'm not tired, go eat by yourself. The two girls' actions were surprisingly consistent with their words. They were so angry that they hurriedly changed their words. Since you're tired, then continue to stay here. Qin Feng, let's go eat a feast. Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing each held one of Qin Feng's arms. Their expressions were exactly the same, and Lin Beibei couldn't help but cover her mouth and laugh. Qin Feng hurriedly hugged the two girls' slender waists, gave Lin Beibei a look and walked out. Young Mrs. Stop bickering. Let's go eat together and celebrate my, Qin Feng's, triumphant return and the revival of the Qin mansion. The four of them walked out of the Amethyst Dragon Palace. Along the way, Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing continued to bicker. They felt like a pair of happy enemies, which livened up the atmosphere and brought a lot of joy to Qin Feng and Lin Beibei. When they arrived at the Royal Hotel, the two girls finally stopped bickering. Because Bai Qing was busy arranging the private room and serving the dishes, Lin Beibei went to comfort Lu Wenjing. Lu Wenjing was not aggressive towards Lin Beibei at all. Seeing Lin Beibei's weak and uncompetitive personality, she liked Lin Beibei very much. The two girls quickly chatted and laughed. While Qin Feng's side was a happy and harmonious scene, the large families of Yunhai City were suffering a great disaster. The Yin Yang elders were both seventh-layer demonic cultivators. When they joined forces, all the large and small families in Yunhai City were trampled to the ground by them. The two elders vented their pent-up anger towards Qin Feng on the large families of Yunhai City. The people of these families were really unlucky. In elder, I think it's about time. Yunhai City's 5 big and 7 small families have been bullied by us. That Qin Feng's reputation in Yunhai City has been thoroughly tarnished. These families must be gathering their forces and preparing to join forces to destroy Qin Feng. At this time, Yang Elder stood on the roof of a courtyard house and said calmly as he looked at the pile of trash on the ground that they had just brutally bullied. A sneer flashed across Elder Yin's eyes. He felt the thrill of revenge and couldn't help but laugh loudly. Haha. Qin Feng, who asked you to fucking trick me? Today, I'll let you taste the feeling of being tricked by me. Elder Yin laughed happily, and so did Elder Yang. No matter what, the Yin Yang elders were the two great protectors of the poison sect. Both of them were 7th-layer demonic cultivators. Even in the secular world, their names were quite famous. In the end, they were repeatedly tricked by a little kid like Qin Feng. Now that they finally got their revenge on Qin Feng, the two elders laughed so hard that their mouths almost cracked. Ding dong. Halfway through their laughter, Elder Yang's phone rang. There's a message. Ein Elder hurriedly looked at Elder Yang. Both of their phones were specially made by the sect. Usually, important messages would be sent over in the form of text messages. Elder Yang quickly took out his phone and looked at it. His facial expression kept changing, and in the end, his entire neck turned red. Suddenly, Elder Yang waved his hand and directly threw the phone in his hand. The phone fell to the ground and directly shattered into pieces. Bang! Elder Yang's gesture of throwing the phone was exactly the same as Ein Elder's. Ein Elder was startled. "What are you doing, Elder Yang? What's the message?" Elder Yang was still panting heavily. He yelled angrily, "Damn it! We were tricked by Qin Feng again. Fuck! Why did we get tricked by that bastard again?" Ein Elder's mouth twitched violently. He was so angry that his eyes widened and his beard puffed. That bastard Qin Feng purposely asked us to help him bully the Ninghai family over the phone. His goal was to build up his reputation in the 4 cities of Yun province. The message just now came from the poison sex informant in Acropolis City. He said that Qin Feng had just bullied all the big families in Acropolis City, and now Acropolis City has been unified by Qin Feng. Also, the Su family of Sky City is also helping Qin Feng build up his reputation. Ein Elder was instantly enlightened after Elder Yang explained the situation to him. He was so angry that he almost crushed his teeth. "Qin Feng, you little bastard. I must cut him into 1,000 pieces with my own hands. Let's go to the Acropolis City now and destroy the Qin mansion. Let's build up some momentum for me," Elder Ein said impatiently. Elder Yang was so angry that his eyes turned red. "Let's go. Let's go now and spread the news about Qin Feng to all the big sects in the martial arts world. We'll make sure that Qin Feng can't escape even if he has wings," Elder Yang suggested. The 2 elders hit it off immediately. They rushed to Acropolis City while preparing to spread the news. However, when they reached for their phones, they found that they had smashed them. They were so angry that they gnashed their teeth again. In the VIP room of the Royal Hotel, Qin Feng was still unaware of the Ein Yang elder's actions. He was currently accompanying the 3 beauties and eating delicacies leisurely. When Qin Feng was almost done eating, he took out the Martial Art Alliance's phone to see if there were any updates. The cell phone kept ringing when he turned it on. It was filled with all kinds of messages. New mission from the Martial Art Alliance. Ancient Ruins Exploration Mission. Welcome. New mission from the Martial Art Alliance. Devil Beast Mountain Hunting Mission. Large-scale team mission. Martial arts experts from all over the world are welcome to sign up. Green Wolf, you son of a bitch. How dare you not come to save me? We are no longer friends. The message was from Billowy Lady. Brother Green Wolf, are you there? The message was from Xiao 11th Lang. Many messages in the cell phone were from the system. Some of them were from the Martial Art Alliance while others were from individuals who paid for megaphones. Qin Feng briefly scanned through the messages. He remembered that Hua Yan had mentioned the Ancient Ruins exploration mission to him before. Qin Feng was quite interested in it. Also, the Devil Beast Mountain hunting mission was in Acropolis City. Qin Feng temporarily set aside these quests and read Hua Yan's personal message. Qin Feng had just returned from Hepping Town. Back then, he went to rescue Hua Yan using Qin Feng's identity, but Hua Yan mistakenly thought that Green Wolf didn't save her. Qin Feng thought of Hua Yan's cute pouting face and gigantic breasts when he read the message. He found it hilarious. Chapter 540. 5 minutes after Qin Feng sent the message, Xiao 11 Lang came online. Brother Green Wolf, I've been looking for you for the past few days. Have you been on the Martial Artist Alliance's intranet lately? Xiao 11 Lang replied. No, I've been training in seclusion ever since I completed the mission you gave me last time. I just came out today. Qin Feng found a random excuse to brush off Xiao 11 Lang and asked, Brother Xiao, do you have a new mission for me this time? We talked about meeting each other last time. Do you have time recently? After a while, Xiao 11 Lang replied, I'm also preparing to train in seclusion. After I'm done with my training, I'll meet you, Brother Green Wolf. By the way, I do have a new mission for you this time. Are you interested? Qin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly. He had a feeling that Xiao 11 Lang was on guard against him. He continued to play dumb and said, Brother Zhao's missions always have attractive rewards. Of course I'm interested. After a while, Xiao 11 Lang replied again. Qin Feng almost threw his phone away when he read the content. The mission this time is to assassinate a stage 4 inner chi martial artist. His name is Qin Feng and he's from Acropolis City. If Brother Green Wolf is interested, I'll send you the details. Damn you! You want me to kill myself? Qin Feng's reaction was so strong that the three women looked at him in shock. Qin Feng, are you okay? What do you mean by kill myself? What's wrong? The three women looked at Qin Feng worriedly. They were confused by his words. Qin Feng quickly smiled and waved his hand. I'm fine. I'm playing the Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Hurry up and eat. Eat more. You're so bored. You have 3 beauties to eat with you, and you're playing the Legend of the Three Kingdoms? What a killjoy. Lu Wenjing complained, and the three women continued to eat by themselves. Qin Feng comforted the three women and looked at his phone with a frown. Qin Feng had always wanted to find out Xiao 11th Lang's true identity. Now that Xiao 11th Lang had suddenly issued such a quest, Qin Feng was caught unprepared. Qin Feng guessed that Xiao 11th Lang might really have discovered the relationship between him and Green Wolf. Xiao 11th Lang had clearly cut off all means of retreat to make things difficult for everyone. If Qin Feng didn't agree to Xiao 11 Lang's request, he would be admitting that he was Green Wolf. But if he accepted the mission, how could he complete it? After a moment of hesitation, Qin Feng decided to accept the mission. At least he could buy himself some time. This mission is not bad. It's just a stage 4 inner chi martial artist. I don't care about him at all. Xiao 11 Lang didn't seem to expect that Qin Feng would accept the mission. After a while he replied, haha. Yes, Brother Green Wolf is the hero who single-handedly destroyed the Sima family in Acropolis City. How could a stage 4 inner chi martial artist be his match? I won't mistreat Brother Green Wolf for this mission. I'll give you 1,000 points, a spirit stone, and a Yuan meteor stone. Xiao 11th Lang's reward for the mission was indeed generous. After sending the message, Xiao 11th Lang sent another email to Qin Feng. Qin Feng downloaded the email. It was filled with detailed information about Qin Feng. After reading through all the information, Qin Feng's mouth twitched violently. This information was recorded almost from the time he was 10 years old until now. Even the first girlfriend he came into contact with, and how many female celebrities he had fooled around with were clearly recorded. Qin Feng even began to suspect that Xiao 11 Lang's true identity was someone close to him. Otherwise, how could he have investigated him so thoroughly? I received the information. I just came out of seclusion and need a few days to stabilize my strength. After that, I'll assassinate Qin Feng. When Qin Feng replied to this message, he felt a little strange. Xiao 11 Lang had already gone offline, and his profile picture was gray. Qin Feng waited for a while but did not see any more replies from him. In the end, he also logged out of the Martial Art Alliance's membership account. Young Master, did Green Wolf accept the mission? In a luxurious villa in the provincial capital, Uncle Yen looked at the handsome young man sitting on the sofa expectantly. He accepted it, the young man said faintly. He raised his eyebrows slightly as if he had something on his mind. That means Green Wolf and Qin Feng aren't the same person, Uncle Yen said. The young man's eyes were deep. He shook his head and said, it's still too early to make a conclusion. When Green Wolf really kills Qin Feng, we'll be able to prove that they aren't related. If that's the case, Qin Feng will be dead, and the mission given to us by the higher-ups will be considered completed. At that time, we can still rope in Green Wolf and strengthen our forces. A trace of hesitation flashed in Uncle Fu's eyes. In the end, he said, Young Master, what if things develop in the opposite direction? The young man's eyes suddenly focused and his expression turned cold. If Qin Feng is Green Wolf, then we've all underestimated Qin Feng's ability. It won't be easy to deal with him. When that time comes, we'll have to ask the higher-ups to send more experts to deal with Qin Feng. I believe that as long as the higher-ups send people to help us, Qin Feng will definitely die. When Uncle Fu thought of the true experts in the mountains, a look of reverence appeared on his face. Although Uncle Fu was a stage 8 inner chi expert, he didn't dare to act rashly in front of those experts. At this moment, great changes were taking place in the 4 cities of Yun Province. All the major families in Ninghai City were turned upside down by the Yinyang elders. However, everyone thought that the Yinyang elders were Qin Feng's subordinates, and that everything was arranged by Qin Feng. In a short period of time, Qin Feng's name spread throughout Yunhai City. Under Su Qiuyu's influence, Sky City quickly spread the news of Qin Feng's powerful return. The four major families also helped the Su family to promote Qin Feng's strength and ability. They praised Qin Feng so much that he almost reached the heavens. The movements in Jincheng City were relatively quieter. Naturally, the most popular topic was Acropolis City. The news of Qin Feng suppressing all the major families in Acropolis City had just spread. Now, the news of Qin Feng's tyrannical forced marriage had set off a new wave of discussion in Acropolis City. The reason why this news spread so quickly was all thanks to Yun Zhe. Not long ago, he received Qin Feng's instructions and specially ran to all the major families in Acropolis City to inform the patriarchs of those families to prepare to marry their daughters to Qin Feng. After finishing the forced marriage work in Acropolis City, Yun Zhe rushed to Jincheng City without stopping. The order that Qin Feng gave was not only to force marriage within Acropolis City, but also to let Yun Zhe spread the news to all the major families in the four cities of Yun Province. He wanted them to know that Qin Feng was going to forcefully marry the daughters of these families. Such a fucking task was given to a pure and innocent youth like Yun Zhe to complete. No wonder Yun Zhe was shy and nervous earlier. Qin Feng and the three women ate for more than an hour. Qin Feng and Lin Beibei had already finished eating. At this moment, the two of them were sitting together and occasionally lingering. Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing had just fought fiercely and exhausted too much energy. They ate for a while before they could fill their stomachs. After everyone finished eating, Qin Feng brought them out to go shopping. It was rare for Qin Feng to come back, so he wanted to spend all his time with these women. Walking on the street, it was very lively with people coming and going. Moreover, the people on the street seemed to be more lively than usual. The whole street was full of people whispering and discussing. Their voices were not low, so Qin Feng and the three women could hear them clearly. Have you heard? Acropolis City's #1 hedonistic young master, Qin Feng, is back. Of course I heard about such big news. I also heard that he gathered all the major families in Acropolis City not long ago and suppressed them one by one. Now Acropolis City is the Qin clan's world again. Tis. Your news is outdated. I just received reliable information from inside. That shameless bastard Qin Feng actually sent people to all the major families to force marriage. He wanted all the unmarried women between the ages of 8 and 28 to marry Qin Feng, or else he would kill them without mercy. How can there be such a shameless person in the world? If he marries all the women in Acropolis City, what about us single losers? If you want to force marriage, go to another city and force it. Why do you have to do it in Acropolis City? Holy shit? No way. Is this news real or fake? I curse Qin Feng's son to have no assholes. Qin Feng was walking along the street, and when he heard these discussions he stumbled and almost fell. Lin Beibei and the other two women stared at Qin Feng with astonished and doubtful eyes. They were all stunned by these discussions. Qin Feng, you can't be serious, right? You really forced all the unmarried women between the ages of 8 and 28 to marry you? So you're this kind of person? Lu Wenjing looked at Qin Feng dumbfoundedly and questioned. Lin Beibei didn't know what to say and stood quietly to the side. Bai Qing was also about to open her mouth and ask, but when she thought of Qin Feng's previous hedonistic image, Bai Qing felt that he really might do such a thing. As the saying goes, there's no smoke without fire. If this wasn't true, why would these people be talking about this matter all over the street? I only said that I forced one woman from each family to marry me. I didn't set an age. Don't misunderstand me, how could I be that kind of person? Qin Feng said as he looked at the three women awkwardly. As soon as the words left his mouth, he realized that he had let it slip. This was just a method Qin Feng used to make a strong comeback. If he said it now, it would definitely cause the three women to misunderstand. Alright Qin Feng, you're really this shameless. I was wrong about you. Go find those rich heiresses and don't look for me in the future. Lu Wenjing turned and walked away with a huff. Bai Qing and Lin Beibei held hands and stood to the side. They looked at Qin Feng pitifully. Qin Feng was about to explain, but Bai Qing spoke first. Don't say anything. If you found one or two more women, we tolerate it. But this time, you're putting radishes and cabbages in a basket. Are you trying to make a hodgepodge? This is too sudden, Bei, and I need to think about it. Let us be quiet first. Chapter 541. Lin Bei and the other two girls left, leaving Qin Feng alone on the streets. Everyone around him was talking about his shameless forced marriage. Qin Feng was too embarrassed to appear in public, so he went back to the royal hotel to rest. Qin Feng lay on the large bed in the presidential suite 888, feeling quite bored. Just as he was about to find some time to find Zhao Lingxian, a system announcement sounded out in his mind. Ding. Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for completing the 4th side quest, Yun Province Disturbance. The host has returned to the Yun Province. The system rewards host Qin Feng 20,000 Hedonist points, 1x Blood Demon Armor, and 1x 10,000 Beasts Technique. Qin Feng suppressed the large families and had Yun Zhe spread the news that he was going to force a marriage. All of this was to complete the system's mission. Qin Feng was incredibly excited when he heard the system announcement that he had completed the mission. Qin Feng entered the hedonist system with his mind. Little Pig jumped onto his shoulder and intimately rubbed its head against Qin Feng's face. Qin Feng stroked Little Pig's soft fur and focused his attention on the Blood Demon Armor and 10,000 Beasts Technique. Blood Demon Armor Special Attribute Battle Armor. Level can't be determined. The battle armor contains the blood of magical beasts. Activating the battle armor allows the wearer to rule magical beasts and become the king of beasts. Qin Feng's expression changed when he saw the Blood Demon Armor's introduction. Did this mean that if he wore this Blood Demon Armor, he would be able to unify the beast race? Qin Feng remembered the battle on Devil Beast Mountain 3 months ago. The system had given him the super quest, Beast Race Disturbance. The main quest was to find the king of beasts and rule the beast race. This quest had 500,000 hedonist points. Was he going to complete it so easily? Master, stop daydreaming. The Blood Demon Armor isn't what you think it is. As Qin Feng was daydreaming, Little Pig's complaint was like a bucket of cold water poured over his head. Then what's the deal with this illusory demon armor? Qin Feng asked unhappily. The illusory demon armor's main feature is that it contains a portion of the pure spirit blood of a super magical beast. As long as the master wears the illusory demon armor, wild beasts and magical beasts will treat you as one of their kind and won't harm you. At the same time, the master can activate the pure spirit blood in the blood demon armor. However, the strength of this magic beast depended on the master's own strength. Simply put, the stronger the master was, the more powerful the magic beast would be after activating the pure spirit blood. Because of this, the system is unable to define the grade of the blood demon armor, because the grade of the blood demon armor changes according to its owner's strength. So that's how it is. After listening to Little Pig's explanation, Qin Feng realized that he had been happy for nothing. After studying the blood demon armor, Qin Feng's gaze fell on the 10,000 beast spell. This skill was extremely powerful. Little Pig had introduced it to him before, and now that Qin Feng had finally obtained it, he couldn't stop smiling. Little Pig, can this 10,000 beasts technique make me a multi-attribute cultivator? Qin Feng hurriedly asked. Previously, Little Pig couldn't tell Qin Feng because of the system's rules. Now that Qin Feng had obtained the myriad beast spell, Little Pig said, I don't think so. Qin Feng's smile abruptly froze on his face. He asked in astonishment, what do you mean shouldn't be able to? Didn't you tell me to quickly complete the quest and obtain this skill? Master, this cultivation method can indeed produce the effect of cultivating multiple attributes, but I forgot to tell you at the time that this cultivation method isn't for humans. It's a high-level cultivation method used by the Beast Clan, Little Pig said with a chuckle. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched violently. He almost kicked Little Pig away. Damn you, why didn't you tell me such important information earlier? Then this skill is useless to me. Master, you can't blame me. It's the system's restriction on revealing information about items that haven't been obtained yet. The Little Pig complained and continued to say, this technique might not be completely useless for Master. That's why I said Master shouldn't be able to cultivate it, not that he definitely won't be able to cultivate it. The Little Pig deliberately whetted Qin Feng's appetite. Qin Feng wanted to cook it into a stew and drink it. What's going on? Can't you just tell me all at once? Qin Feng complained. Little Pig chuckled for a while and finally became serious. Master, you asked the system to analyze your body, and the system quoted a price of 1 million Hedonist points. This means that your body is hiding a huge secret. Plus, you were hit by Taoist Rakshas's corpse energy and Big Boob's Hua Yan's demon energy at the same time, but you didn't die. You even fused the two energies for your own use. According to my analysis, Master, you're not human. You're the one who's not human. Also, who told you to call Big Boobs Hua Yan? You have no respect for your elders. Qin Feng angrily glared at Little Pig. Little Pig smiled disapprovingly. I'm not human to begin with. I'm the universe's invincible cute pig. What I mean is, Master, you might be a hybrid between a human and a beast. Little Pig, I'm going to use the system to destroy you. Qin Feng gritted his teeth in anger. Little Pig could tell that Qin Feng was truly angry, so it hurriedly jumped onto Qin Feng's shoulder and started rubbing Qin Feng's face with its little paws. It looked as if they were very close. Don't try that, it doesn't work on me, Qin Feng said as he glared at Little Pig. Master, that myriad beast spell is a good thing. You can try to cultivate it. If you really succeed, then all you have to do is kill magical beasts and absorb their demonic energy. Then, you'll be able to produce the corresponding attribute in your body. At that time, let alone dual cultivation, you'll be able to cultivate wind, fire, thunder, ice, and rain at the same time without a problem. Little Pig intentionally changed the topic. Really? Qin Feng instantly forgot about what just happened and looked at Little Pig with an excited expression. Of course it's true. Master, you can look at the introduction of the myriad beast spell and you'll know. However, this cultivation method is for magical beasts, so Master must be very careful when cultivating it. If you feel that you can't cultivate it anymore, then stop. Otherwise, you'll suffer from qi deviation. Little Pig solemnly reminded Qin Feng. Qin Feng paid no more attention to Little Pig and carefully studied the myriad beast spell. This cultivation method was exactly as Little Pig said. After cultivating it, he could absorb the demonic essence of a magical beast for his own use. Moreover, there was no upper limit to the amount of attributes he could absorb, and there was no such thing as fire and water being incompatible with each other. After Qin Feng understood the myriad beast spell, he decided to start cultivating it. He opened the myriad beast spell and flipped through the pages. This cultivation method was in the form of an ancient picture. There were no words, and the pictures were of ferocious magical beasts that couldn't be seen today. Some of them even appeared in ancient Wuxia myths. Qin Feng quickly flipped through the pages, and the information of each picture was instantly imprinted in Qin Feng's mind. The impression was extremely deep, as if he would never forget it for the rest of his life. After flipping through the entire myriad beast spell once, Qin Feng put the cultivation method back into the system. Now this cultivation method was already imprinted in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng closed his eyes, and the pictures flipped back and forth in his mind. The ferocious beasts in the pictures became vivid and lifelike. Some roared at the sky, some ran in the valley, some soared in the sky, and some hid in the water. These pictures were like a big movie. The pictures kept changing and Qin Feng watched with relish. Unknowingly, layers of true qi emerged from Qin Feng's body, and the blood in his body began to circulate faster. Whoosh! After an unknown amount of time, Qin Feng felt a heavy pressure on his chest, as if a huge rock weighing thousands of kilograms was pressing down on him. The pictures in his mind flipped faster and faster, and the blood in his body seemed to be boiling. This feeling was extremely unbearable. Qin Feng felt like his body was going to explode at any moment. He really wanted to open his eyes and make the myriad beast spell in his mind disappear, but everything continued to circulate, and Qin Feng couldn't control it at all. Rumble! Qin Feng's body suddenly exploded, and he hurriedly opened his eyes in shock. The pictures in his mind had already disappeared, and the boiling blood in his body quickly returned to normal. Everything was quickly returning to normal, as if nothing had happened. Master! You actually mastered the myriad beast spell? It only took you 3 hours to master it. Little Pig's surprised voice sounded in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng hurriedly felt the condition of his body, but he didn't find any changes. Does this mean that I've mastered it? But I don't feel anything at all. Master, the Myriad Beast spell is different from ordinary skills. It doesn't mean that your strength will increase by leaps and bounds after mastering it. The art of 10,000 beasts needs to be practiced to the advanced level before you can start to use this set of cultivation method to increase your strength. In the future, it will help Master continuously increase his strength. In the future, Master will discover the power of this set of cultivation method. Little Pig explained to Qin Feng for a long time, but Qin Feng still didn't understand. At this moment, the sound of hurried footsteps entered Qin Feng's ears. Qin Feng's expression changed greatly, and just as he jumped off the bed, the presidential suite's door was slammed open. Qin Feng, you little bastard, hand over your life. Elder Yin slammed his palm towards Qin Feng as soon as he entered the room. His palm was covered in a layer of ice, and the temperature in the room suddenly dropped. Elder Yin, don't you want the antidote? Screw you, I'll take you down with me. Elder Yin didn't believe Qin Feng anymore. This time he really wanted to kill Qin Feng with the intention of taking him down with him. In a moment of desperation, Qin Feng hurriedly slammed his palm against Elder Yin's ice palm. Rumble! The huge impact sent Qin Feng flying, and he fell right next to the window. Elder Yin looked at the ice on his palm that was melted by the flames, and his face was full of shock. Stinking brat, are you a demon cultivator or not? I'll go first. You can slowly guess. Qin Feng knew that he wasn't a match for the Yin-Yang elders, so he jumped out of the window when Elder Yin wasn't paying attention. Chapter 542. How could this be? Could it be that this brat already knew we were coming to kill him? Otherwise, why would he leave a hot air balloon outside the window? The Yin-Yang elders stared blankly at the hot air balloon disappearing into the distance. That can't be right. When we came in, we looked around, but there was no hot air balloon. We didn't even see a person flying a kite. The Yin elder muttered to himself, damn it. Let's go after him. He seems to be heading toward Devil Beast Mountain. The Yin-Yang elders quickly chased after Qin Feng after they regained their senses. At the same time, countless martial arts sects snuck into Acropolis City. These sects gathered experts. Some were here to steal Qin Feng's treasures, while others were here to seek revenge. Martial Uncle Yuan Zhan, I just received news that Qin Feng is heading toward Devil Beast Mountain. A group of yellow-clothed monks walked on the bustling streets of Acropolis City, attracting many people's attention. The old monk who led the group had a cold expression. He muttered to himself, Qin Feng, how dare you kill my junior brother Yuan Qing? Today this old monk will make you die without a burial place. Let's go. To Devil Beast Mountain. Vice Sect Leader. Qin Feng is heading to Devil Beast Mountain. Let's go and kill him to avenge senior brother Yun Qing. The group of Wudong sect disciples who had just arrived at Acropolis City hurried toward Devil Beast Mountain. What's that in the sky? Give me the binoculars. A Mei sect's priestess Heartless was on her way to Qin Manor in Acropolis City when she suddenly stopped and looked at the hot air balloon in the sky. She took out the binoculars and looked at it for a while. Then she furrowed her brows and said hurriedly, the person on the hot air balloon is Qin Feng, and he's heading toward Devil Beast Mountain. Let's go there now. For a time various martial arts sects, big and small, were marching toward Devil Beast Mountain. The scene was the same as the martial arts disturbance 3 months ago. The only difference was that this time, the number of sects and experts was greater than 3 months ago. Qin Feng was unaware of the current situation. He was sitting on the hot air balloon and had already drifted into Devil Beast Mountain's airspace. Qin Feng had specially come to Devil Beast Mountain. He had just obtained the Blood Demon armor and the 10,000 Beasts mantra, so he wanted to come to Devil Beast Mountain to hunt and test out the effects of the 10,000 Beasts mantra. The hot air balloon floated to the sky above Devil Beast Mountain, and Qin Feng let the hot air balloon descend. Just as his feet touched the ground, he saw a group of people dressed in blue robes rushing over with long swords in their hands. They were obviously the people of the Wu-Tang clan. Not long ago, Qin Feng had killed the genius of the Wu-Tang faction Zhang Yunqing in Hepping Town. Now that he had run into the Wu-Tang faction, Qin Feng thought it was a coincidence. He pretended not to know them and continued to walk into Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng, stop right there. Suddenly an angry shout came from behind. Qin Feng stopped in his tracks and looked at the leader of the Wu-Tang clan with a puzzled expression. Brother, are you calling me? I'm not Qin Feng. Did you get the wrong person? Humph. You killed Zhang Yunqing, a talented disciple of the younger generation of our Wu-Tang clan. Even if you turn into ashes, our Wu-Tang disciples will still recognize you. Why are you still playing dumb in front of me? Do you think I'm an idiot? Zhang Duanya glared at Qin Feng angrily. Now that he understood why the other party had come, Qin Feng did not need to pretend anymore. He put on a roguish look and looked Zhang Duanya up and down. So, you guys are here to avenge that rookie Zhang Yunqing. With his mediocre skills, how can he be called a talented disciple of the younger generation? Does your Wu-Tang clan have to be so weak? Ignorant child. Let me show you the power of our Wu-Tang clan. Zhang Duanya was so angry that he rolled his eyes. He raised the silver longsword in his hand and stabbed at Qin Feng. Zhang Duanya was agile and fast. In just a few breaths, he had reached Qin Feng's side. Zhang Duanya's body emitted a sharp sword qi, which instantly condensed and shot at Qin Feng. Is this the power of the Wu-Tang clan? It's only a so-so. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth curled up slightly. Suddenly, a pair of mighty and domineering battle axes appeared in his hands. The battle axes chopped down from the sky, and a long blue dragon whizzed past, directly scaring Zhang Duanya into retreating. Stinking brat, you're practically looking for death. Set up the formation. Zhang Duanya did not expect Qin Feng to be so powerful. He was clearly only at stage 5 inner qi, yet he could explode with such a powerful force. Zhang Yunqing really did not suffer a loss for dying in Qin Feng's hands. Zhang Duanya did not dare to fight Qin Feng head-on anymore. With a command, the 12 Wu-Tang mountain disciples all raised their long swords and quickly formed a strange formation. The long swords in everyone's hands trembled, and waves of sword chimes sounded in the air. It was so noisy that Qin Feng's ears were a little deaf. Qin Feng, you brat. I'll show you the real Wu-Tang sword. Zhang Duanya felt that Qin Feng's strength was being suppressed by the formation. Suddenly he stabbed with his sword. The sword qi soared into the sky, causing people to shiver. Cliff Swordsmanship. The Cliff Swordsmanship was one of the Wu-Tang Mountain's sword skills that were not passed on to others. Zhang Duanya was the current Wu-Tang clan expert, who had cultivated the Cliff Swordsmanship to the extreme. Because of this, he changed his name to Zhang Duanya. When the Cliff Swordsmanship was unleashed, the blade was so sharp that it broke the cliff and shattered rocks. In an instant, Qin Feng also felt the hidden power of this sword. Raging flames to the sky. Qin Feng did not dare to be careless. With a leap, his silhouette rose into the air. The two axes in his hands danced quickly, and two blue dragons surged forward, pouncing towards Zhang Duanya. Rumble! The two huge attacks collided, and an intense explosion rang out. Qin Feng's eyes narrowed, and he was directly sent flying by several sword qi. He fell to the ground and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. What's going on? Qin Feng did not care about his own injuries, and looked at Zhang Duanya in surprise. According to the strength of the sword qi that Zhang Duanya had just released, Qin Feng's Sky Splitter axe combined with the raging flames to the sky should have been able to completely block it, and he could even counterattack Zhang Duanya. However, after Qin Feng released his axe qi, he clearly felt that its power was being suppressed. When it finally collided with Zhang Duanya's sword qi, it did not even have half of its original power. Ha ha ha. Qin Feng, now you know the strength of our Wu-Tang clan. Did you think that I, your father, set up the Wu-Tang 13 formations to play with you? Zhang Duanya leaped, and was already standing in front of Qin Feng, looking at Qin Feng with a playful expression. Qin Feng's gaze fell on the bodies of the 12 Wu-Tang disciples around him. These 12 people had been standing in fixed positions, spinning the long swords in their hands. Even now they had not stopped. I really did not think that your Wu-Tang clan's formations would also have the effect of suppressing one's strength. Today my eyes have been opened. Qin Feng exclaimed in his heart. He had still underestimated these martial arts sects in the secular world. It seemed that the reason why they had existed for decades or even centuries was because they had their own strong points. Zhang Duanya was pleased with himself for a while, and his expression suddenly turned cold. He pointed his long sword at Qin Feng's chest, and said in a low voice, Stinking brat, hand over the Wu-Tang Azure sharp sword, and I can spare your life. Qin Feng suddenly laughed. Haha, so you're here for the Azure sharp sword. I thought you really had a close relationship with that Zhang Yunqing guy, and came here to avenge him. Don't talk nonsense. If you want to live, hand over the Azure sharp sword, and give me all the treasures on your body. Otherwise, I'll pierce your heart right now. Zhang Duanya took a deep breath. His long sword was covered with a layer of inner qi, and it was extremely cold. The Azure sharp sword was one of the 6 great treasured swords of Wu-Tang. Because Zhang Yunqing was a well-known figure among the younger generation of Wu-Tang, the Wu-Tang clan gave the Azure sharp sword to Zhang Yunqing to use. Last time when Qin Feng killed Zhang Yunqing, he put the Azure sharp sword into the system. I can give you the Azure sharp sword and all my treasures, but are you sure you'll let me live? Qin Feng looked at Zhang Duanya and said, Of course, our Wu-Tang is a famous righteous sect, and we keep our word. Zhang Duanya suppressed the excitement in his heart, and said with forced calmness. Qin Feng thought it was funny. What bullshit righteous sects? In order to steal treasures, they would do all sorts of immoral and sinister things. How could they call themselves righteous sects like this? Qin Feng naturally would not show these emotions. At this time he looked hesitant, and finally gritted his teeth and said, Fine, then I'll believe you this time. Come over, I'll give you all the treasures. Qin Feng waved at Zhang Duanya, and Zhang Duanya immediately became alert. You can just throw the treasures to me, why do you want me to come over? I'm warning you, if you dare to play any tricks, I'll pierce you with my sword. Big brother Duanya, how could I dare to play tricks? Your Wu-Tang has so many people here, and you still know how to set up the 13 despicable formation? I definitely won't be able to escape. Aren't I thinking for your sake? If I directly throw out the treasures on me and the other Wu-Tang disciples see them, they'll report it to your sect leader when they get back. At that time you'll have to hand over all the treasures, and you won't get any benefits. If you come over, I'll secretly give the treasures to you, and these things will belong to you. Qin Feng tempted Zhang Duanya. Zhang Duanya's inverted triangular eyes rolled a few times. In the end, he carried his long sword and walked over to Qin Feng's side. He squatted in front of Qin Feng and placed the long sword against Qin Feng's neck. With a cold expression, he said in a low voice, Stinking brat, I hope your words are as good as your actions. Otherwise I'll teach you a lesson. Hurry up and give me the treasures. Zhang Duanya was less than half a meter away from Qin Feng. Qin Feng smiled and put his hand into his clothes, pretending to take something. After a long time Qin Feng waved his hand, and Wudong's Qin Feng sword was thrown out. When Zhang Duanya saw the orange-grade treasured sword, his eyes immediately widened. He cursed under his breath and pounced towards the Qin Feng sword. Motherfucker, didn't you say you'd secretly give it to us? Why did you throw it out? Zhang Duanya ignored Qin Feng, and only had eyes for the Qin Feng sword. Qin Feng flew out after him, and when his palm landed, a raging flame ignited on it. Although the 13 formations of Wu-Tang suppressed Qin Feng's inner qi, it could not suppress the power of this natural fire seed. Bang! Qin Feng's palm landed on Zhang Duanya's back, and the flame instantly ignited Zhang Duanya's clothes, burning half of his body. Chapter 543. Ah! Fire, where the hell did this fire come from? It's going to burn me to death. What are you guys waiting for? Hurry up and help me put out the fire. Zhang Duanya's entire body was set ablaze. The flames rose 3 meters high, and Zhang Duanya's face could no longer be seen. All that could be heard was the blood-curdling screams of a person in the fire. Qin Feng slapped Zhang Duanya's back, and turned around to grab the Qin Feng sword. Half of the Wudong disciples hurriedly chased after Qin Feng, while the other half ran to help Zhang Duanya put out the fire. The Wudong 13 formations had disappeared, and Qin Feng felt the suppressed inner qi in his body recovering rapidly. He ran to the entrance of Devil Beast Mountain, stopped abruptly, and clapped his hands behind him. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The wind whistled through the air, and streaks of white light flashed by. The 6 Wudong disciples who rushed over had average strength, and the strongest among them was only at stage 4 inner qi. Faced with Qin Feng's wind blade attack, Four of them didn't even have time to react before different parts of their bodies suddenly separated. They instantly lost their balance and fell into a pool of blood. There were also 2 disciples who noticed the wind blades, but they were still hit a few times while they were dodging. Their originally elegant blue robes were now in tatters. If they were to walk on the streets now, they would definitely be seen as beggars giving out alms. Ding. Martial world disturbance, continuation mission activated. Host Qin Feng killed 4 stage 4 inner chi and below martial artists. The system rewards host Qin Feng 800 hedonist points. The system notification sounded, and the mission to earn hedonist points by killing people was reactivated. We're no match for him. Retreat. After the remaining 2 disciples dodged a series of wind blade martial skills, their faces were full of shock. They grabbed their swords and ran back. These people were now strings of hedonist points in Qin Feng's eyes. How could he let them go? Buzz. The sound of a sword rang out. Qin Feng leaped and arrived above the 2 disciples in the next second. He swung the Qin Feng sword down quickly, and 2 orange sword lights shot out. The 2 Wudong disciples had no chance to dodge at all. They immediately fell to the ground and died. Ding. Host Qin Feng killed a stage 4 inner chi martial artist and a stage 3 inner chi martial artist. The system rewards host Qin Feng 700 hedonist points. After killing the 6 Wudong disciples in an instant, Qin Feng didn't even look back. He picked up the Spirit Rush sword and dashed into the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng's sudden encounter with the people of the Wu-Tang clan had already aroused his vigilance. Coupled with the fact that the Yinyang elders were hunting him down, Qin Feng suspected that his location had already been leaked. Right now, all the martial arts sects in the secular world should be heading towards Devil Beast Mountain. Chirp. After entering Devil Beast Mountain, the surroundings darkened. With a thought, Flaming Dragon Horse descended from the sky. Qin Feng leaped into the air and rode Flaming Dragon Horse toward the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. Devil Beast Mountain was gloomy and terrifying. It was as if there was no day or night. From time to time, the roars of wild beasts could be heard. Some of the roars were earth-shattering, causing the entire valley to shake. The deeper he went into the depths of Devil Beast Mountain, the lower the surrounding temperature became, and the stronger the sense of danger. Qin Feng had already activated his sensing ability. He could sense that the Flaming Golden Eagle and the Glacial Snow Mastiff were in the depths of Devil Beast Mountain, and he was getting closer and closer to them. However, what made Qin Feng puzzled was that the Flaming Golden Eagle and the Glacial Snow Mastiff had clearly sensed his presence. Under normal circumstances, these 2 spirit beasts would rush toward Qin Feng excitedly after not seeing him for a long time. However, after Qin Feng rode Flaming Dragon Horse for a while, he realized that the Glacial Snow Mastiff and the Flaming Golden Eagle were still and showed no signs of moving. Qin Feng had a bad premonition in his heart. He continuously increased his speed and sped towards the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. After running for half an hour, the scenery around him had changed greatly. The towering trees almost blocked out all the light outside, and the surroundings were gloomy and gloomy. The spiritual energy here was very abundant, but the gloomy and dangerous atmosphere was also more intense. The forest in the depths of Devil Beast Mountain was lush, and there were many flowers and plants. There were also many rare spirit herbs and spirit plants growing in the grass or on the strange branches. Roar! Roar! A series of angry roars frightened Flaming Dragon Horse. It kicked its hooves in the air and suddenly lost its direction. Flaming Dragon Horse started to run in the opposite direction, and some strange birds in the forest also flew around in fear. Qin Feng's heart started to race. The angry roar of the wild beast made him breathless, and he felt a pressure in his heart that he couldn't get close to it. Whoosh! Qin Feng jumped onto a big tree. After recalling Flaming Dragon Horse, Qin Feng climbed to the top of the tree. The branches of the big trees here were thick and strong, and each of them was so tall that they reached the clouds. Qin Feng climbed for a while, but he still couldn't see the top of the tree. He looked down and found that he was at least 30 to 40 meters above the ground. After climbing for a while, Qin Feng stopped. He stood on a thick branch and looked toward the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. According to Qin Feng's intuition, the Glacial Snow Mastiff and the Flaming Golden Eagle were within a 1-kilometer radius. Roar! Another wild beast roar sounded, and the Uncle Qin Fan was standing on started to sway. This time Qin Fan confirmed the source of the roar. He quickly bought a pair of binoculars from the system and looked over. What he saw stunned Qin Fan. He was dumbfounded. The glacial snow mastiff had cyan fur all over its body. The mastiff was strong and had a ferocious face. When the mastiff was enraged, Qin Fan could feel a chill even from a kilometer away. The glacial snow mastiff was hopping back and forth on the ground, spraying ice at the mastiff. In the air there was a golden glow. The flaming golden eagle was flapping its 5-meter-long wings, hovering in the air and letting out heart-wrenching screeches from time to time. Qin Fan's 2 battle pets were fighting against 2 ferocious beasts. One of them was a huge black bear that was over 3 meters tall when it stood up. The black bear's fur was all standing up, as if there were thorns growing on its body. The bear's eyes were as big as copper bells, giving off a blood-red glow. Every time it opened its mouth, it would show its bloody mouth. The intimidating roar came from this black bear. Next to the black bear was a wild wolf. The wolf was covered in red fur and its eyes glowed green. The wolf was twice the size of an average wolf. It could spit out balls of fire whenever it opened its mouth. The wolf was fighting against the glacial snow mastiff on the ground. The battle between the glacial snow mastiff and the wolf was intense. The flaming golden eagle was hovering over the black bear's head, trying to distract it. The black bear was extremely strong. Every time it swung its arms, a strong gust of air would be generated and the flaming golden eagle would lose its balance. Roar! The glacial snow mastiff could not stand it as well. The wolf's flames hit it and the glacial snow mastiff howled in agony. Qin Fan's 2 battle pets had been moving around the periphery of the Mount of Warcraft, when almost no beast could rival them. However, they had ventured into the depths of the mountain where there were packs of beasts. Any one of those beasts would be powerful and ferocious. The glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle were doomed. Damn it! You 2 bastards! How dare you bully my battle pets? I'm going to kill you! Qin Fan felt bad seeing the glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle being attacked and wounded. Qin Fan jumped up and landed on the ground. He picked up the Chong spirit and dashed toward the battlefield. Roar, roar! The big black bear's roar was getting closer and closer. It was deafening. Qin Fan began to lose his footing, but Qin Fan did not retreat. He sped up and soon arrived at the center of the battlefield. Roar! Roar! Qin Fan's sudden appearance made the flaming golden eagle and the glacial snow mastiff stop fighting and look at Qin Fan anxiously. They were very intelligent and had sensed Qin Fan's presence. The 2 battle pets were touched to see their master coming to save them. However, they knew that their master was no match for the big black bear and the wolf. They were wailing to warn Qin Fan of danger. Master, don't go there. You can't save them with your current strength. Little Pig's anxious voice sounded in Qin Fan's mind. But Qin Fan pretended not to hear it. He leaped into the air and swung the Chong spirit. Solitary 9 swords. Swish. Swish. Roar. Qin Fang's attack couldn't harm the big black bear or the wild wolf at all, but it succeeded in enraging the 2 magical beasts. The big black bear began to beat its chest and roared at the sky. The ground within 100 meters shook violently, and there were even small cracks in the ground. Roar! Seeing the big black bear rushing toward Qin Fan, the glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle hurried to attack the big black bear. The 2 battle pets spat out frost thorns and death flames. Ice and fire rained down from the sky like a rain of fire and ice. Bang 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 bang. The powerful attack slammed into the big black bear's body, but the black bear's skin was coarse and thick. It was like a tank and couldn't be penetrated. However, the concentrated attacks temporarily slowed down the big black bear's movements and gave Qin Fan a chance to catch his breath. Rumble! As soon as Qin Fan landed on the ground, a ball of fire fell from the sky. The flaming golden eagle and the glacial snow mastiff had gone to deal with the big black bear. The wolf pounced on Qin Fan and opened its mouth, spitting out balls of fire. Master, run! Little Pig yelled. Qin Fan activated the sacred azure battle armor's hyper-intuition. His speed increased tremendously. He leaped back and forth in the forest. How can I leave them behind and run? I can't do that. Qin Fan communicated with Little Pig as he dodged the attacks. Master, you'll be helping them if you run now. That way you can send the flaming wolf away. That way, the two of them will have a better chance of defeating the violent black demon bear. Qin Fan learned the names of the big black bear and the wolf from Little Pig. But that wasn't the point. The point was that Qin Fan thought Little Pig's suggestion was good. Chapter 544. Qin Feng was thrilled after hearing Little Pig's explanation. The flame wolf's power lay in the fireballs it spat out. The fireball's power was astonishing, and its temperature was so high that it seemed to be able to melt the air. Every time Qin Feng dodged a fireball, he had to be more than 10 meters away from the fireball to avoid being hurt. As long as he was within 10 meters of the fireball, even if he was wearing the sacred azure battle armor, he would still be sweating from the heat. He felt like he was about to melt. Flames were divided into different grades: natural flame, demonic flame, true chi flame, myriad beast true fire, and heavenly flame that had existed for thousands of years. Qin Feng had seen Hua Yan and the Yin Yang elders transform their demon chi into fire and ice. Elder Yang's demon chi was fire, but the lethality of Elder Yang's demon chi was nothing compared to the demonic beast true fire. Rumble! The flame wolf chased after Qin Feng relentlessly and spat out flames from time to time. Fortunately, Qin Feng activated his sixth sense and managed to dodge the fireballs. The flames fell on the surrounding trees and ground, instantly burning the trees to ashes. The green grass on the ground also turned into black ash. It seemed like the spring wind would not be able to blow again. Master, quickly put on the blood demon armor. Little Pig anxiously reminded Qin Feng. Qin Feng had forgotten about this treasure in his anxiety. At this moment, the blue armor on Qin Feng's body suddenly changed into a blood-red armor that looked like it was flowing with blood. Light flowed through the armor as it spun. Roar! After Qin Feng put on the blood demon armor, a low roar resounded in the surroundings. The roar came from Qin Feng's battle armor, and it sounded like an ancient war cry. The roar was deep and hoarse, and it contained a domineering aura. It was like an ancient giant beast that had suddenly awakened from its slumber. Roar, roar, roar. Roar, roar, roar. The blood demon armor's voice rang out, and in an instant, the entire Devil Beast Mountain was filled with howls and howls. The howls of the beasts were extremely miserable, and they were filled with fear. It was as if they were suppressed by the roar of the blood demon armor. Roar, roar. The flame wolf that was chasing Qin Feng was the closest to him. It was so scared that it lay on the ground. It was like an obedient puppy, wagging its tail to curry favor with Qin Feng as it whimpered. Even Qin Feng was shocked. Just a roar had such a deterrent effect. If the pure spirit blood of the super demon beast in the blood demon armor was truly activated, how powerful would it be? Master, you can channel your inner chi into the blood demon armor to support its effects, Little Pig said. Qin Feng came back to his senses and began to infuse inner chi into the blood demon armor. The blood demon armor was blood red. After he infused it with inner chi, the blood-red color seemed to come alive. It was as if blood was slowly flowing throughout Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng felt a wave of magic wrap around his body. He slowly walked towards the flame wolf, like an awakened super magical beast slowly walking towards him. Woo woo woo. As Qin Feng came closer, the flame wolf became more and more nervous. Its howls became more intense, and it was extremely afraid of Qin Feng. Qin Feng grabbed the Chongling sword and suddenly stabbed it between the flame wolf's eyebrows. Howl! The flame wolf roared angrily and suddenly leaped up. It opened its bloody mouth, revealing its sharp white fangs, and bit towards Qin Feng. Solitary 9 swords. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He hurriedly stabbed it with his sword. The sword chi slashed between the flame wolf's eyebrows, and there was a huge explosion. The messy hair on the flame wolf's head fell to the ground, and there was even a small wound. But other than that, the flame wolf was not harmed at all. Roar! The flame wolf slapped its sharp claws and sent Qin Feng flying. The hidden strength in the attack almost made Qin Feng vomit out his internal organs. He fell to the ground and spat out blood. Little Pig, what's going on? Qin Feng clutched his chest and hurriedly adjusted his breathing. The color of the blood-red armor changed instantly, and the sacred azure battle armor appeared again. Qin Feng had used the effect of the blood demon armor to disguise himself as a super demonic beast to deceive the flame wolf. He didn't expect the flame wolf to counterattack at the critical moment and catch Qin Feng off guard. Master, the blood demon armor's strength is determined by your strength. Master's current strength is still too weak. Also, that flame wolf is a very smart and cunning magical beast. It's not strange for it to see through Master's disguise, Little Pig reminded. Qin Feng was enlightened. It seemed like Qin Feng's blood demon armor was useless against the flame wolf. After taking a swipe from the flame wolf, Qin Feng could conclude that the flame wolf was at least a stage 8 inner chi expert. Qin Feng was helpless against such a powerful beast. Rumble. The flame wolf didn't give Qin Feng a chance to breathe. After it landed, it gathered demonic chi and spewed a large ball of scorching flame at Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng's inner chi was in a mess, and there was no way for him to dodge. Boom! Qin Feng moved slightly, and Shimen Chui Shui descended from the sky. His white robe fluttered in the strong wind, and his long hair danced in the wind. Shimen Chui Shui's expression was as cold as ever. He held an ordinary-looking black scabbard sword in his hand. He landed on the ground with his hands behind his back and thrust his sword. Buzz! The air was instantly filled with the sound of swords clanging. Shimen Chui Shui seemed to have made a simple stab, but Qin Fen felt as if he was surrounded by a ball of sharp sword energy. An invisible barrier appeared around him, and the fireballs that the flaming wolf shot at him were all blocked by the sword energy. Roar! The sudden appearance of Shimen Chui Shui enraged the flame wolf. It roared madly, and its red fur stood on end as if it had been electrocuted. Its originally gloomy green eyes turned blood red. Rumble! After entering a berserk state, the flames that the flame wolf sprayed out were twice as fierce. The surrounding air was burned by the scorching heat of the flames. Shimen Chui Shui was no longer standing still. He quickly brandished the sword in his hand. His usually calm demeanor was replaced by panic. Master, please leave first. This demonic beast is too powerful. I can't hold it off for long, Shimen Chui Shui said anxiously. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He didn't expect Shimen Chui Shui to be no match for this demonic beast. Shimen Chui Shui was a stage 8 inner chi expert. Even though Shimen Chui Shui's strength was suppressed by the Earth's magnetic field during the battle with the Fang family, Shimen Chui Shui was still a stage 8 inner chi expert. Master, leave now. Shimen Chui Shui's voice became even more anxious, and the black scabbard sword in his hand became illusory. Qin Feng realized how powerful the flame wolf was, so he quickly bought an inner energy pill from the system and swallowed it. The inner energy pill melted in Qin Feng's mouth, and a wave of dense spiritual energy rippled through Qin Feng's body. His damaged meridians were quickly nourished and healed, and his chaotic inner chi also returned to normal. Bang! Shimen Chui Shui was hit by a fireball and was sent flying backward. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in midair. Shimen Chui Shui. Qin Feng leaped and caught Shimen Chui Shui's body. Shimen Chui Shui's face was pale, and he said weakly, Master, run, this beast has reached stage 8 inner chi. Master is no match for it. Qin Feng didn't seem to hear Shimen Chui Shui's words. He anxiously communicated with Little Pig through his mind. Is Shimen Chui Shui okay? Master, quickly put Shimen Chui Shui back into the system. He can heal himself. The magnetic field outside will suppress Shimen Chui Shui's strength. If he stays outside for another half an hour, he'll die, Little Pig said anxiously. Qin Feng quickly put Shimen Chui Shui back into the system. Before he could do anything else, a huge black shadow pounced on him. Qin Feng looked up and saw the bloody mouth of the flame wolf. Flaming sky burning technique. Qin Feng swung his hand and threw out 2 battle axes. Activate sky-splitting ability. With a thought, the pair of sky-splitting axes suddenly enlarged. Each sky-splitting axe became the size of a bicycle. They fiercely hit the flame wolf and sent it flying. Rumble! The sky-splitting axes sank into the ground, creating 2 huge pits. Although the flame wolf fell to the ground, it quickly got up. From the looks of it, it wasn't injured at all. This beast's skin is too thick, Qin Feng complained. He hurriedly jumped onto a large tree to hide himself. After the flame wolf got up, it couldn't find Qin Feng for a while. It wandered around the forest for a while and howled madly in anger. Qin Feng stood on the tree and concealed his presence. He didn't even dare to breathe. At this time, Qin Feng saw a beautiful figure coming from not far away. When the woman came closer, Qin Feng saw her beauty clearly. He was so scared that he almost fell off the tree. Xiao Shi. Qin Feng was extremely astonished. He didn't know why this girl came to a place like Devil Beast Mountain alone. Moreover, this was the middle area of Devil Beast Mountain. There were groups of wild beasts and many magical beasts. Wasn't Xiao Shi afraid of being eaten alive? Master, you're saved. You're finally saved. Little Pig cried excitedly. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. Saved? What? It's more like I'm going to be in trouble again. Seeing Xiao Shi getting closer and closer to him, Qin Feng's heart was burning with anxiety. After all, Qin Feng and Xiao Shi were teacher and student and friends at the same time. Moreover, there was a mission related to Xiao Shi in the system. Help Qin Feng gain Xiao Shi's trust? If Xiao Shi was really in danger, Qin Feng would definitely help her. Master, Xiao Shi is much more powerful than you think. Little Pig understood Qin Feng's intention. Xiao Shi? What's so powerful about her? Qin Feng had already sensed Xiao Shi's condition. There was no airflow around her, so she was obviously an ordinary person. Master, although Xiao Shi isn't a martial artist and doesn't have any strength, she is a spirit beast master that only appears once in 1,000 years. Her telepathy is extremely strong, and she can understand the language of the living creatures. Simply put, in a place like Devil Beast Mountain where wild beasts gather, Xiao Shi is even more powerful than Master. Chapter 545. Qin Feng didn't know what a spirit beast master was, nor did he know what abilities a spirit beast master had. However, Qin Feng recalled that when he was teaching at Provincial Capital University's medical school, he once experimented on Little Pig. Little Pig jumped into Xiao Shi's arms and displayed an unnatural dependence and intimacy toward Xiao Shi. Qin Feng even heard Xiao Shi's voice comforting Little Pig through telepathy. At that time, Qin Feng felt that Xiao Shi was unusual, but Little Pig was angry and didn't tell Qin Feng the truth. Now that Qin Feng knew that Xiao Shi was a spirit beast master, he could explain all these strange things. Roar! While Qin Feng was distracted, the flame wolf had already discovered Xiao Shi. It roared and pounced on Xiao Shi. Shi, run! Run! Qin Feng was shocked when he regained his senses. He didn't care how powerful the flame wolf was and jumped down from the sky with his Chongling sword. Solitary 9 swords. Qin Feng waved his hand wildly, and dozens of orange light shadows immediately spread out, all of them landing on the flame wolf's head. The flame wolf's head was like a solid piece of metal, and when the sword chi landed on it, it made clanking sounds, but it couldn't hurt the flame wolf at all. Roar! Although Qin Feng's attack didn't cause much damage, it angered the flame wolf. The flame wolf that was pouncing at Xiao Shi turned around and pounced at Qin Feng with its mouth wide open. Professor Qin Feng? You're here? Xiao Shi was shocked by the sudden attack, but she was more surprised to see Qin Feng on Devil Beast Mountain. News about Qin Feng was everywhere in Provincial Capital University. Due to the dismissal of Qin Feng, the students of the medical college had been on strike for more than 10 days. It was because of this that Xiao Shi found the time to come to Devil Beast Mountain to complete her plan. Rumble! Qin Feng couldn't hear Xiao Shi's voice at all. He was hit by a ball of flame and fell to the ground, spitting blood. The flame wolf leaped again, not giving Qin Feng a chance to breathe. It opened its mouth wide and looked like it was going to bite Qin Feng's head off. Teacher Qin Feng. When Xiao Shi regained her senses and saw the dangerous scene before her, her face turned pale with fright. She suddenly closed her eyes, put her hands together, and made a strange but beautiful gesture. Her cherry lips opened and closed quickly, as if she was chanting a spell, but no sound came out. Xiao Shi's temperament had undergone a drastic change. She had always been cold and lonely. Now she was hovering in the air. Her hair was standing on end, and her face was expressionless. She looked like an emotionless goddess. Roar! The flame wolf that was attacking Qin Feng suddenly fell to the ground, looking extremely agitated. The flame wolf's eyes gradually became lifeless. It had originally wanted to attack Qin Feng, but now it seemed to have lost all thought and reason. It was madly running around aimlessly in the forest. The flame wolf seemed to be blind. From time to time it would bump into the trunk of the huge trees around it. These trees were all extremely thick, but they were slightly shaken by the flame wolf. From this it could be seen how powerful the flame wolf was. If it had landed on an ordinary person, that person would have been smashed into meat paste. Bang 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 bang. The sound of the flame wolf's head ramming into the trees rang incessantly. Every time the flame wolf crashed into the trees, the birds on the trees would be frightened and flee in all directions. Qin Feng could feel the ground shaking slightly. He looked at Xiao Shishir again. She was still hovering in the air, her expression as cold as frost. Her eyes were closed, and her brows were tightly furrowed. It seemed like she was doing something very difficult. Xiao Shishir's blue dress fluttered in the air, and the bottom of her dress spread open, revealing a pair of slender and fair legs. In the end, her white panties were revealed. Qin Feng took a glance and spat out another mouthful of blood. Teacher Qin Feng, this demonic beast is too strong. I can't hold it down for long. You should leave now, or else it will be too late. Xiao Shishir was still hovering in the air, her dress fluttering in the wind. She didn't open her mouth or make a sound, but her clear and anxious voice rang in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng was touched. Xiao Shishir wasn't selfish, nor was she arrogant. She only looked cold and aloof on the surface, giving people the illusion that she was unapproachable. She was kind and pure at heart. She was willing to sacrifice her own life to let Qin Feng escape. Qin Feng loved such a cute and beautiful female student. Sure. How long can you hold off that beast? Qin Feng tried to communicate with Xiao Shishir through telepathy. Soon Xiao Shishir's voice rang in Qin Feng's mind again. I can't hold it for more than a minute. Leave now. Xiao Shishir's words were short and concise. It was enough to prove that she couldn't hold on any longer. She couldn't afford to be distracted. Qin Feng saw that Xiao Shishir's face was as pale as a sheet of paper, and a trace of blood seeped out from her mouth. Qin Feng felt sorry for her. He pulled the sky splitter from the ground and chased after the flame wolf. As a spirit beast master, Xiao Shishir could control the minds of demonic beasts and wild animals. She could even tame these beasts and turn them into her battle pets. This was the strength of a spirit beast master. Under Xiao Shishir's control, the flame wolf was in a dazed state. It was running around aimlessly in the forest. The flame wolf's head was smashed, and black blood dyed its fur red. It looked even more ferocious and terrifying. Qin Feng chased after the flame wolf with both axes in hand. When he was about to catch up with the flame wolf, Qin Feng suddenly threw one of the axes in his hand. The bicycle-sized sky splitter spun rapidly in the air like a boomerang. After it was thrown out, it spun back. Sky burning blaze. Seeing that the battle axe that he had thrown out had come back, Qin Feng hurriedly threw out another battle axe. The massive heaven splitter whistled through the air, and a dark blue dragon appeared, directly ramming into the flame wolf's butt. Rumble! A loud sound rang out. The flame wolf was already charging forward, and with the impact of the sky splitter axe, the flame wolf was sent flying like a rocket. The sky splitter axe that Qin Feng had thrown first came back, and the sharp blade struck the flame wolf's head, instantly sinking more than half in. Bang! The power of the two heaven splitter axes collided with the flame wolf's forward momentum. Under the fusion of these three forces, the flame wolf immediately bled and its body was sent flying. In the end, it crashed into a large tree and fell down. The flame wolf was not dead yet, but it was on the verge of death. It lay in a pool of blood, its body twitching, and the light in its eyes slowly dimmed. It's still not dead? How thick is its skin? Qin Feng looked at the struggling flame wolf in the pool of blood. He was amazed. If the flame wolf's skin was made into soft armor, it would definitely be a super defensive armor. Rumble! Qin Feng picked up the sky splitter and swung it again. Seeing that the flame wolf was completely dead, Qin Feng let out a sigh of relief. Master quickly used the Myriad Beast spell to absorb the flame wolf's demon core. The demon core contains the flame wolf's demon energy. If you don't absorb it in 10 minutes, the demon energy will dissipate, Little Pig hurriedly reminded. Qin Feng didn't dare to waste time. He put away the sky splitter and sat cross-legged beside the flame wolf. He quickly operated the Myriad Beast spell. As the Myriad Beast spell operated, A picture appeared in Qin Feng's mind. Each and every one of them was vivid and lifelike. Qin Feng felt strands of demon energy flowing into his body from the flame wolf's body. More and more demon energy flowed into his body, and the speed became faster and faster. The flame wolf's strength was equivalent to a demon cultivator with inner chi perfection. The demon energy in its body was endless. After absorbing for a while, Qin Feng felt like his body was going to explode. The pressure was suffocating him. Qin Feng broke out in a cold sweat, but he gritted his teeth and continued to absorb. Suddenly, the demon energy that flowed into Qin Feng's body began to fuse and solidify. The demon energy gradually formed an illusory crystal core. The crystal core was incomparably red, like a burning flame. As the demon energy continued to be absorbed, the originally illusory crystal core also slowly became solid rumble. Qin Feng's body suddenly exploded. Qin Feng was so scared that he hurriedly stopped. In Qin Feng's body, there was a ball of fire moving and finally condensing in Qin Feng's dantian. Master, you have successfully absorbed the flame wolf's demon core. Now you have the demon beast true fire. Little Pig's surprised voice sounded. Qin Feng's face was filled with excitement. He hurriedly slapped his palm, and a dense fireball flew out and landed on a thick tree. The tree was instantly burned to ashes. This is too powerful. Now, even if I encounter a stage 8 inner chi warrior, I won't have to be afraid. Qin Feng looked at his palm and then the tree that had turned into ashes. He was unable to express his excitement with words. Sure, what's wrong? Qin Feng regained his senses and saw Qiao Sure lying on the grass nearby. He quickly ran over to her. Qin Feng hugged Qiao Shure's soft and fragrant body and shook her shoulders. Qiao Shure was still breathing, but she was still unconscious. It seemed like she had used too much energy and fainted. After Qin Feng finished checking Qiao Shure's injuries, his eyes inadvertently fell on her slender and fair legs. He couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Master, don't tell me you're going to do something to Qiao Shure while she's unconscious? Little Pig caught Qin Feng's train of thought as it flashed through his mind. Qin Feng's face was filled with embarrassment. He hurriedly said, of course not. I, Qin Feng, am a gentleman. I would never force someone or take advantage of them. Little Pig's face was filled with disbelief. It said, Master, you can't bully Qiao Shure. She saved your life just now. Because Qiao Shure was a spirit beast master, Little Pig had a natural favorable impression of her. Therefore it protected Qiao Shure at all times. Naturally, Qin Feng wouldn't do anything to Qiao Shure. It was just that this girl was too pure and beautiful, and her temperament was neither cold nor warm. This made Qin Feng feel a strong desire to conquer her, but he was still able to suppress this desire. Chapter 546. The blood chi pill was a second-grade medicinal pill that melted in her mouth. Even if Qiao Shure had fainted and lost consciousness, the pill's medicinal effect would automatically spread through her body. Qin Feng wasn't worried about these issues. He straightened Qiao Shure's skirt, which had been blown up by the wind, and wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Then he took off his suit jacket and draped it over Qiao Shure. After Qiao Shure ate the blood chi pill, her pale complexion began to recover. Her breathing became steady and strong, and it seemed that she would wake up soon. Qin Feng was also severely injured in the battle. He was currently absorbing the spiritual energy from the inner yuan pill in his body to heal himself. Whoosh! After an unknown amount of time, Qin Feng absorbed all the inner yuan pills in his body. His strength had recovered to about 80%. After this battle, Qin Feng's strength had skyrocketed again. He hadn't been a stage 5 inner chi expert for long, but the inner chi in his dantian was stable and strong. He was on the verge of a breakthrough. Boom! After Qin Feng recovered his strength, he once again struck out with his palm. The flaming wolf's demonic chi flames shot out, and the fireball crashed into the surrounding tall trees, instantly melting them into ashes. The scene was incomparably spectacular, and also extremely frightening. Master, you can give this fire seed a name, Little Pig said excitedly. Qin Feng thought for a moment. The flame was extremely powerful and could melt anything in an instant, so he said, let's call it the destructive flame. The destructive flame. Not bad. It suits the fire seed's attribute very well, Little Pig agreed. Qin Feng named the flame he absorbed from the flaming wolf the destructive flame. With the destructive flame, Qin Feng's strength had skyrocketed. He felt that even if the Yin-Yang elders joined forces, they wouldn't be able to do anything to him. Ahem. A soft cough came from behind. Qin Feng turned around and saw Qiao Shishir had woken up. Shishir, are you all right? Qin Feng quickly helped Qiao Shishir up. Her body was still weak, so she was reluctant to let Qin Feng touch her waist. However, she didn't have the strength to struggle free from Qin Feng's grasp. Professor Qin Feng, why are you in Devil Beast Mountain? It's very dangerous here. You should hurry up and leave. Also, the students of the medical college are waiting for you, Qiao Shishir said to Qin Feng indifferently. I have my reasons for coming here. What about you? Why are you here? You should leave quickly. Qin Feng placed his palm on Qiao Shishir's abdomen and sent strands of inner qi into Qiao Shishir's body, helping her absorb the blood qi pill. Qiao Shishir felt a warm sensation in her lower abdomen. She blushed when she saw Qin Feng touching her belly button. However, she knew Qin Feng's intention, so she didn't stop him. Qin Feng pressed on Qiao Shishir's lower abdomen for a while before he removed his hand. He knew Qiao Shishir's personality very well. If a woman didn't like doing something, he shouldn't force her. Otherwise, it would only backfire. Thank you, Teacher Qin Feng. Qiao Shishir heaved a sigh of relief when Qin Feng let go of her. You don't have to thank me. Actually, you saved me too. Since we've saved each other, there's no need to be so courteous with each other. Qin Feng smiled at Qiao Shishir. The more he looked at her, the more he found her to be very spirited. Teacher Qin Feng, I'll take my leave first. Take care of yourself. Qiao Shishir had always been a lone ranger. Now that she felt better, she wanted to bid farewell to Qin Feng. After taking 2 steps, Qiao Shishir shrieked in pain and crouched on the ground. Her brows were tightly knitted, and her face was contorted in pain. What's wrong? Qin Feng hurried over and placed his hands on Qiao Shishir's shoulders. You seem to have hurt your knee. Qiao Shishir's tender hands were clutching her left knee. Qin Feng gently moved Qiao Shishir's hands away and saw a large patch of skin on her fair knee. The wound had already healed and formed a scab, but Qiao Shishir's movement had ruptured the wound and caused it to bleed again. You must have scratched yourself when you fell from the sky. Sit down, I'll help you apply some medicinal powder. After checking Qiao Shishir's injury, Qin Feng quickly pressed her shoulders and asked her to sit on the ground. To avoid peeking at Qiao Shishir's body, Qin Feng had pulled her skirt up to her calves. Naturally, he didn't notice the wound on her knee. Qin Feng quickly purchased a bottle of elementary golden sore medicine from the system and prepared to apply it on Qiao Shishir. Qin Feng pushed Qiao Shishir down and instinctively lifted Qiao Shishir's skirt. With a wave of his hand, the bottom of her skirt fell to Qiao Shishir's waist, revealing everything below her waist. Qin Feng's movements froze as he stared fixedly at Qiao Shishir's thighs. Close your eyes. Did you do this on purpose? Qiao Shishir was startled and hastily pulled up her skirt. Although Qiao Shishir was a spirit beast master, she was only intelligent and could read and control the minds of living beings. However, Qiao Shishir was an ordinary person, so she felt pain when her knee was grazed. Facing Qin Feng, a stage 5 inner qi expert, Qiao Shishir felt like a sheep walking into a wolf's mouth. Ahem. Miss Shishir, I was careless just now. Please don't misunderstand me. I didn't mean to peek and I won't harm you. Pull up your skirt first and I'll apply the medicinal powder for you, Qin Feng hastily explained. Qiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng doubtfully and said, Give me the medicinal powder. I'll apply it myself. Qin Feng didn't expect Qiao Shishir to be so guarded against him. There was a mission in the system called Gain Qiao Shishir's Trust. Qin Feng suddenly felt that this mission was very difficult. Just apply the medicinal powder evenly on the wound. Qin Feng tossed the elementary golden sore medicine to Qiao Shishir and turned around to give her some space. Qiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng's lonely back and carefully pulled up her skirt and placed it on her knee. Qiao Shishir's calves were slender and fair, and her skin was as tender as a newborn baby's. The wound on her knee was swollen and bleeding, and it was a heart-wrenching sight. Xiao Shishir first cleaned the clotted blood around the wound. The stinging pain made her furrow her brows. After treating the wound, Xiao Shishir was about to apply the elementary golden sore medicine. Suddenly, a surge of warm energy surged through her body. The warm energy rampaged through her body in a savage manner. Ah! Caught off guard, Xiao Shishir couldn't help but moan. Shishir? Are you alright? Xiao Shishir's moan was too seductive, and Qin Feng's heart skipped a beat. Ah! I'm fine. Don't turn your head. Xiao Shishir was startled by her own voice. She had never made such a sound in her life. Qin Feng fidgeted with his back facing Xiao Shishir. Xiao Shishir's voice was still echoing in his mind. It was too stimulating. Xiao Shishir calmed herself down and continued applying the medicinal powder. The warm energy surged through her body again and spread to every part of her body. Ah! 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 Xiao Shishir screamed uncontrollably as if she was electrocuted. Qin Feng couldn't bear it anymore. He turned around and looked at Xiao Shishir. Xiao Shishir's face was flushed red as she sat on the ground. Her skirt was half lifted, revealing her slender legs. It was a rare sight to see such an alluring sight. Qin Feng was lost in thought. Shishir, what's wrong? Qin Feng asked with concern. Ah, I feel so uncomfortable. Teacher Qin Feng, can you help me apply the medicine? Xiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng shyly. She didn't know what was wrong with her, but she suddenly wanted Qin Feng to touch her body. Qin Feng was stunned. Xiao Shishir was guarded against him just now. Why did she suddenly take the initiative? Could it be that Xiao Shishir had long been conquered by his flirtatious charm, and had been deliberately resisting his desire? Ah, alright, you're my student, so I'm supposed to help you apply the ointment. Let me do it. Qin Feng couldn't care less. He quickly sat opposite Xiao Shishir, and poured some gold sore medicine powder on his palm. Then he placed his palm on Xiao Shishir's knee. Not only did Xiao Shishir's skin look fair and tender, but it was also smooth to the touch. Xiao Shishir's knee was the only one injured. As Qin Feng continued to rub it, the area of the wound became wider and wider. In the end, he rubbed Xiao Shishir's thigh. Xiao Shishir's eyes were misty, and a strange feeling spread through her body. She wanted to push Qin Feng away, but she didn't want to lose this pleasure. Ah, Qin Feng, why are you touching my thigh? Go away. As a spirit beastmaster, Xiao Shishir's willpower was very strong. She quickly regained her senses. When she saw Qin Feng's hand almost touching her underwear, she jumped up in fright. Ah, I'm just checking to see if your thigh is injured. Then I'll heal it all at once. Qin Feng smiled awkwardly. Of course, Xiao Shishir didn't believe Qin Feng's nonsense. She glared at Qin Feng. Qin Feng felt that Xiao Shishir was behaving strangely, but he couldn't figure out the reason. The medicine in Xiao Shishir's body began to take effect. She glared at Qin Feng, and her spirited eyes became empty again. With a seductive voice she said to Qin Feng, Teacher Qin Feng, why don't you rub it? Why don't you continue to rub it? You can rub anywhere. Fuck Shishir. Don't be like this. Your teacher Qin Feng is a very upright person. He wouldn't do such shameful things. Qin Feng was shocked by Xiao Shishir's behavior. He thought Xiao Shishir was purposely testing him, so he pretended to be a gentleman. Xiao Shishir walked to Qin Feng's side and suddenly threw herself into his arms. Her soft and fragrant body wriggled in Qin Feng's embrace. Qin Feng quickly spread his arms and said with a serious expression, Shishir, I didn't touch you. You were the one who pressed yourself against me. Do whatever you want. Your teacher Qin Feng isn't that kind of person. Qin Feng pretended to be serious, but Xiao Shishir's movements became more and more aggressive. Qin Feng was about to be played to death by this girl. Shishir, don't mess around. Otherwise, your teacher will really think that you need it. You know your teacher loves to help his classmates. If you continue to act like this, I'll have to help you release your emotions. Chapter 547. Qin Feng was a hedonistic young master, and he was not a gentleman to begin with. Now that he was being teased by a beauty like Xiao Shishir, he was going crazy. Xiao Shishir was even crazier than Qin Feng. She had already ripped off Qin Feng's shirt and was about to reach for his pants. Suddenly, Qin Feng pressed Xiao Shishir to the ground and said, Sure. You are the one who initiated this. I'm going to give you a taste of my own medicine. Qin Feng's body was already burning with desire, and now it was completely unleashed. He began to caress Qiao Shishir's body without restraint. Qiao Shishir's voice was melodious, but she suddenly stopped midway and let out a startled scream. Arr! Qin Feng, let go of me. You animal! Get away from me! Qiao Shishir suddenly regained her senses. As soon as she regained her senses, she saw Qin Feng's shirtless body on top of hers. His big hand even reached into her collar and groped her. Qiao Shishir had been chaste for 20 years, and she had never held hands with a man. Now that Qin Feng was ravaging her like this, Qiao Shishir felt like killing herself. Sure, I didn't know you liked to play this kind of game. Scream harder and resist more, and I'll let you fly to the sky. Qin Feng's interest was piqued because Qiao Shishir had tried to resist him twice before. Qin Feng thought she was resisting on purpose to create a more exciting atmosphere. Therefore, Qin Feng increased his strength, and his big hand reached under Qiao Shishir's skirt. Ah! Qiao Shishir's body suddenly froze, and a strange light flashed in her eyes. But she quickly calmed down. Her delicate face became as cold as frost, and her eyes were filled with anger as she glared at Qin Feng. Qiao Shishir had stopped resisting and allowed Qin Feng to ravage her body. Suddenly, Qiao Shishir's long hair and skirt fluttered despite the absence of wind. Qin Feng felt that something was wrong, but he couldn't figure out the reason. He was too lazy to think about it, so he pressed his lips against Qiao Shishir's neck and kissed her. Roar! 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 Just as Qin Feng was about to complete the last step, which was to merge with Qiao Shishir's body, the earth-shattering howls of wild beasts came from all directions. Qin Feng's body stiffened, and he stopped what he was doing. Qiao Shishir lay expressionlessly on the ground. 2 streams of tears rolled down her cheeks. Her sexy lips opened and closed as if she was chanting some kind of incantation, but no sound could be heard. The howls of the wild beasts around him grew more and more frightening. Qin Feng could even feel the ground trembling slightly. The flames in Qin Feng's body vanished in an instant. He finally understood what Qiao Shishir was doing. As a spirit beast master, she began to use her mental power to control the wild beasts. Sure, what are you doing? You've attracted the wild beasts here. Stop! Qin Feng shook Qiao Shishir's shoulders, but Qiao Shishir remained unmoved. Qiao Shishir's cold voice resounded in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng, you have violated me. I want you dead. Ah, classmate Shishir, are you joking with me? You were the one who seduced me just now. I thought you wanted it. Otherwise, why would I force myself on you? Qin Feng finally realized the change in the situation, and he regretted his actions. Looking at Qiao Shishir lying on the ground with an ice-cold expression and the tear stains on her face, Qin Feng felt a stab of pain in his heart. The ground trembled even more violently, and Qin Feng could feel danger approaching him. The wild beasts on Devil Beast Mountain were not easy to deal with. Qin Feng hastily put on Qiao Shishir's clothes and wiped away the tear stains on her face. Then, he carried Qiao Shishir and ran away at lightning speed. Let me go. I don't want you to touch me. Qiao Shishir's cold voice resounded in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng replied helplessly, Sure. I really didn't mean to violate you. How could I leave you behind? Although those wild beasts were summoned by you, they will regain their consciousness once your mental strength is depleted. How are you going to escape then? Qiao Shishir didn't think too much about it. When she woke up, she discovered that Qin Feng had violated her body. In a moment of anger, Qiao Shishir had an extreme thought. She wanted to kill Qin Feng, and she didn't even hesitate to perish together with him. Qiao Shishir was this kind of woman. She was eccentric and aloof. She looked weak, but she was very stubborn. Roar! Roar! A wild beast's roar suddenly resounded above Qin Feng's head. The light above Qin Feng's head was completely blocked, as if it had turned into a black curtain. Before Qin Feng could raise his head to look at the situation, 3 strange birds with sharp beaks swooped down from the sky like 3 sharp arrows. Rumble! In a moment of desperation, Qin Feng struck out with his palm. The fire of destruction whistled through the air and smashed into 2 of the giant birds, setting them ablaze. The fire spread rapidly, and the third bird couldn't escape. It let out a strange shriek. Roar! As soon as Qin Feng dealt with the 3 giant birds, he felt a strong gust of wind behind him. The gust of wind carried a strong airflow, and Qin Feng was blown away. He fell heavily on the ground. Bang! The fall nearly shattered Qin Feng's bones. In order to protect Xiao Shishir, he landed on his back. Xiao Shishir flew out of Qin Feng's arms and rolled for quite a distance before she came to a stop. The wild leopard that was chasing Qin Feng suddenly lost control of Xiao Shishir. It leaped and pounced on Xiao Shishir. Stop! Qin Feng yelled, and his expression changed greatly. He hurriedly sent out a palm strike, and a strong flame ignited behind the wild leopard. The flames rose over 2 meters high, causing the wild leopard to howl in pain. It turned around and leaped, and the wild leopard pounced towards Qin Feng. Whoosh! The wild leopard was so fast that Qin Feng didn't even have time to condense the second ball of fire of destruction before his chest was slashed by the leopard's sharp claws. Qin Feng's suit was torn to shreds, and 5 bright red claw marks were left on his skin. The marks were very deep, revealing the white bones within. They almost pierced through Qin Feng's heart. Just looking at the long, narrow, and deep wound was terrifying. Xiao Shishir had recovered from her exhaustion. She saw with her own eyes that Qin Feng's chest was slashed by the wild leopard in order to save her. The scene made Xiao Shishir's heart ache. Her hatred for Qin Feng didn't disappear completely, but at the same time she was touched. Under the impact of these 2 complicated emotions, Xiao Shishir felt like she was lost. Shishir, hurry up and leave. Don't come to Devil Beast Mountain anymore. Go back to school. Qin Feng's angry roar snapped Xiao Shishir out of her daze. Qin Feng was being attacked by a dozen wild beasts. His clothes were torn to shreds, and his body was covered with cuts and bruises from the claws of the wild beasts. It was a bloody and frightening scene. Xiao Shishir's eyes became moist, and the conflicting emotions in her heart intensified. She couldn't bear to stay any longer, so she quickly ran toward the exit of Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief as he watched Xiao Shishir leave. In fact, he didn't use his full strength because he didn't want to hurt Xiao Shishir by accident. With a thought, the sacred azure battle armor emerged and covered Qin Feng from head to toe. The wild beast's claws couldn't pierce through the sacred azure battle armor. Qin Feng kept striking with his hands, and balls of fire of destruction flew out and landed on the wild beasts, burning them and forcing them to flee in all directions. The battle lasted for more than 20 minutes. The wild beasts witnessed the power of Qin Feng's fire of destruction, and they fled in fright. In the end, only their corpses were left on the ground. Seeing the wild beasts fleeing, Qin Feng slumped to the ground. The series of fire of destruction consumed a large amount of Qin Feng's inner qi, and he was on the verge of collapsing. Qin Feng leaped onto a tree and put away the sacred azure battle armor. He bought 5 bottles of elementary golden sore medicine from the system, and poured the medicine on his wounds. A cold sensation spread through his body, and the pain quickly disappeared. Qin Feng felt so good that he wanted to scream. After applying the medicine on his wounds, Qin Feng began to cultivate on top of the tree to recover his strength. Xiao Shishir had also successfully escaped to a safe area. After running for a while, she was exhausted, so she sat on top of a tree to rest. The warm current in Xiao Shishir's body began to surge violently, and it rushed into her brain, trying to erode her consciousness. Xiao Shishir had already sensed the powerful warm current, so she didn't dare to let her guard down. After sensing the various changes in her body, Xiao Shishir's eyes suddenly lit up. She finally understood that this was a sign of being poisoned by the angel herb. Xiao Shishir quickly recalled the blood qi pill that Qin Feng fed her, and she immediately understood what was going on. No wonder Qin Feng was willing to give her such a precious pill. Xiao Shishir couldn't figure it out before, but now it seemed like the blood qi pill was laced with the angel grass. Qin Feng did it so that he could possess her body. The more Xiao Shishir thought about it, the angrier she became. She didn't expect Qin Feng to be such a treacherous person. However, when she recalled how Qin Feng risked his life to save her, Xiao Shishir was confused. How could a treacherous and cunning person do something so heroic and touching? In the end, Xiao Shishir still couldn't figure it out. She shook her head to clear her mind and began to search for the antidote to the angel herb in the Devil Beast Mountain. As a spirit beast master, Qiao Shishir often ventured deep into the mountains and forests. Naturally, she had seen many rare spirit herbs and spirit plants, so she had some understanding of their medicinal effects. Qiao Shishir knew that the angel herb was a powerful aphrodisiac. If she didn't find the antidote soon, she would either have sex with a man, or her body would explode and she would die. Qiao Shishir would rather die than have sex with a man. Therefore, she began to search for the antidote in the Devil Beast Mountain. Soon, Qiao Shishir found the tricolored flower hidden in a bush. This flower with 3 bright colors could neutralize the effects of the angel herb. Chapter 548. Qiao Shishir galloped on her lone wolf and arrived at the outskirts of Devil Beast Mountain. Along the way, Qiao Shishir discovered that many sects from the secular world were heading into Devil Beast Mountain. This discovery puzzled Qiao Shishir. "Young lady, did you come from Devil Beast Mountain?" A group of people dressed in monk robes blocked Qiao Shishir's path. The leader Yuan Zhan stared at Qiao Shishir with a burning gaze. "Yes, please step aside," Qiao Shishir said calmly. Yuan Zhan did not give way. He asked, "Have you seen this man in Devil Beast Mountain? He is a traitor of the martial arts world. We, the secular world, are hunting him. If you have seen this man, you can tell us his whereabouts." Yuan Zhan took out his phone and showed Qiao Shishir a photo. Qiao Shishir recognized Qin Feng at first glance. She didn't expect the martial artists to suddenly gather near Devil Beast Mountain. They were here to capture Qin Feng. Qin Feng is a traitor of the martial arts world? What's going on? Qiao Shishir's big, watery eyes darted around. She could not figure out the reason. Yuan Zhan grew impatient. He shouted in a deep voice, "Have you seen him or not? If you have, tell us now. If you dare to hide anything, you will become the enemy of the entire martial arts world." "I have not seen him. I went to Devil Beast Mountain to collect herbs. I was chased by many demonic beasts, so I escaped. There are many beasts and demonic beasts in the mountain. I advise you not to go in." Qiao Shishir did not know what she was thinking. She instinctively helped Qin Feng lie. Yuan Zhan sized up Qiao Shishir and did not say anything else. He led the group forward. Qiao Shishir frowned as she watched batch after batch of martial arts world forces barge into Devil Beast Mountain. She began to worry. Meanwhile, Qin Feng had recovered from his injuries. He wore a set of blue armor and flew toward Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng's main purpose in coming to Devil Beast Mountain was to test the power of the Myriad Beast spell and the Blood Demon armor. Now that he had achieved his goal, he should leave this dangerous place. However, he was still worried about the Glacial Snow Mastiff and Flaming Golden Eagle. "Who is that? Stop right there." Qin Feng had just released Flaming Dragon Horse when he heard a shout from behind him. A dozen white-clothed men with long swords in their hands chased after Qin Feng. "Even the Huashan sect is here? Looks like all the major forces of the outer martial arts world have been mobilized." Qin Feng turned around and swept his gaze over them. He immediately recognized the other party's faction. These people were dressed very similarly to Hua Mountain's Yun Bian. "Chirp!" Qin Feng kicked with both of his legs, and Flaming Dragon Horse suddenly began to roar and accelerate. Its speed was as fast as lightning, and it turned into a red shadow of the wind as it advanced at an extremely fast speed. "That's Qin Feng. Chase after him." Someone from the Mount Hua sect recognized Qin Feng, and the disciples of Mount Hua hurriedly raised their swords and chased after Qin Feng. These people leaped forward in the forest, transforming into streaks of white shadows that drifted erratically. Their speed was actually not much slower than the Flaming Dragon Horse. The gray-haired elder who ran at the front was even faster than the Flaming Dragon Horse, and he was gradually catching up to Qin Feng. "Qin Feng, you brat! How dare you hurt my Mount Hua sect's disciple? I'll take your life today." When the gray-haired elder was less than 10 meters away from Qin Feng, he suddenly leaped up. His body was as nimble as a swallow, and with a few leaps, he arrived behind Qin Feng. Mount Hua sword technique. The gray-haired elder swung his sword in midair. The sword technique he used was the same as Yun Bin's, But the power of the sword qi was more than 10 times stronger than Yun Bin's. Qin Feng didn't even have time to think. He tiptoed on the back of the horse and leaped to the top of a tree. Buzz! The flaming dragon horse that was galloping suddenly disappeared, and the gray-haired elder's sword qi hit the ground, creating a few deep ravines. Qin Feng stood at the top of the tree and looked at the densely packed ravines on the ground. His expression changed slightly. This elder's strength was comparable to that of Shaolin's monk Yuan Qing. The gray-haired elder's eyes flashed with a hint of doubt when his attack missed. The elder was very clear that Qin Feng had escaped to the top of the tree, but how did the red horse suddenly disappear? The gray-haired elder couldn't figure it out no matter how hard he tried. So you know some crooked tricks. No wonder my Mount Huazbing heir lost to you. You must have secretly tricked him. But in the face of absolute strength, your crooked tricks are like a paper tiger to this old man. Watch my sword. The gray-haired elder didn't give Qin Feng any time to breathe. He leaped up like a nimble monkey and arrived at the top of the tree in a few steps. He swung his sword at Qin Feng. Bang! Qin Feng had just jumped onto another tree when the branch he was standing on broke into several pieces and fell to the ground. Brat, you only know how to dodge and don't dare to fight with this old man. What kind of man are you? The gray-haired elder swung his sword a few times and found that Qin Feng's speed was really fast. The sword qi couldn't hurt Qin Feng for a while. Qin Feng also noticed the changes in his body. He felt that his speed, strength, and reflexes had increased a lot. While Qin Feng was puzzled, Little Pig's voice sounded in his mind, Master. This is the effect of the killer book. Ever since Master entered Devil Beast Mountain, Master has been killing enemies and demon beasts. As long as it's a living creature, the killer book will temporarily activate and increase Master's strength after Master kills it. After Little Pig's explanation, Qin Feng suddenly remembered the killer book. It was a mysterious rank skill that Qin Feng bought from the system. It was a long-lost secret skill from the devil cult. In battle, the more enemies Qin Feng killed, the more powerful he would become. There was no upper limit. I see. Qin Feng was excited after he understood the reason. He had only killed a few people, but his strength seemed to have risen from stage 5 inner qi to stage 6 inner qi. He couldn't help but look forward to it. If he killed a few more enemies, would his strength skyrocket to the great completion stage of inner qi? Brat, stop right there and let me stab you. The gray-haired elder had chased after Qin Feng for a long time, but he couldn't hurt a single hair on Qin Feng's head. He was so angry that he started to curse. Qin Feng ignored the elder behind him. His eyes lit up as he looked at the men in white from the Huashan sect. These people had become Qin Feng's prey. Elder Yang will help you catch Qin Feng. Huashan sect sent 12 people. Other than the gray-haired elder, the remaining 11 people arrived one after another. They surrounded Qin Feng and trapped him in a certain area. Then they formed a strange formation and tried to take Qin Feng down. Buzz! Suddenly, the sound of wind whistling resounded in the air. Dozens of white lights flickered and flew toward the Huashan sect people. Qin Feng had seen the Wudang 13 formations at the entrance of Devil Beast Mountain. He knew how powerful these sect's formations were. Therefore, when he saw the enemy was about to set up a formation, Qin Feng attacked immediately in an attempt to break it. The sound of wind blades cutting through skin rang in the air. Qin Feng was very pleased to hear that rhythm. However, in the next second, Qin Feng's expression turned cold. He realized that although the wind blades hit the Huashan sect people, these disciples only suffered some superficial wounds. Even when the wind blades cut their bodies, these people didn't move at all. They were still solemnly and seriously setting up the formation. Haha! Brat Qin Feng, we the Huashan sect have seen through your lousy skill to scare people. This time I've brought Huashan sect's experts who are above the 4th level. We don't even need to dodge your attacks. You can hit us all you want. The gray-haired elder had chased Qin Feng for a long time and was feeling very aggrieved. Now that he saw Qin Feng's attacks were powerless, he felt very pleased. Then I'll show you my new skill. Let's see if you still dare to stand there and not dodge. Qin Feng snorted coldly and slapped his hands. 2 thick balls of destructive fire shot out. The 2 Huashan sect disciples who were attacked by Qin Feng stood there motionlessly. They thought that Qin Feng's fireballs were just for show. They even smiled at Qin Feng disdainfully. Rumble. The fireballs instantly engulfed the two Huashan sect disciples and exploded. The flames soared more than 3 meters high. The two disciples didn't even have the chance to scream before they were instantly melted by the flames. They turned into ashes and disappeared in the wind. The Huashan sect disciples were stunned. The gray-haired elder's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Where are they? Where are the people of the Huashan sect? The gray-haired elder was one of the 5 elders of the Huashan sect. He was also the Huashan sword maniac. He was obsessed with the way of the sword. He was often ecstatic when he comprehended a more profound sword skill. Therefore, he was called Madman Yang by the people of the martial arts world. Initially, Madman Yang thought that Qin Feng's fireball was just a bluff. However, after witnessing the destructive power of the fire of destruction, Madman Yang was petrified. The fireball was able to turn 2 stage 4 inner chi martial artists into ashes. Even a fire-attributed demon cultivator's fireball wasn't as powerful as this. Ding. Host Qin Feng has killed 2 stage 4 inner chi martial artists. The system rewards host Qin Feng 1,000 hedonist points. The system's notification rang in Qin Feng's mind. The continuation mission of the martial world disturbance automatically started. This mission required Qin Feng to intimidate, defend, and counterattack. The mission time limit was 7 days. Today was the 5th day. Qin Feng had to quickly intimidate these martial arts forces. Rumble. After killing the 2 Huashan sect disciples, Qin Feng raised his hand and 2 more fireballs flew out. Before the Huashan sect disciples could recover from their shock, 2 more of them disappeared in an instant. Elder Yang, this brat's skill is too strange. Let's run. The remaining disciples finally regained their senses. Their first thought after waking up was to run for their lives. Madman Yang angrily glared at the people of Huashan sect and roared. He raised his sword and stabbed at Qin Feng. Who dares to run? As the great elder of Huashan sect, I will kill this coward on the spot. Rumble. Madman Yang was worthy of being called the sword maniac of Huashan. The sword strike caused the air around him to vibrate. Qin Feng immediately felt that he was surrounded by sword qi. He didn't even have the space to escape. Chapter 549. Bang! Bang! Rumble. Madman Yang, who was a stage 8 inner chi expert, led 7 stage 4 inner chi disciples to attack Qin Feng. The 8 of them attacked Qin Feng violently, as if a giant bomb had been dropped on Qin Feng. The airflow in the surroundings changed. The wind howled and howled. Qin Feng stood in the middle of the encirclement. The sacred azure battle armor on his body glowed brightly like flowing seawater. Qin Feng held the spirit rush sword in his hand. The sword emitted an orange light that pierced through the gale. It was as if a dark cloud was covering the sky. Buzz! Qin Feng brandished the spirit rush sword faster and faster. Rays of orange light shot out from the spirit rush sword qi. Solitary 9 swords. The spirit blast sword seemed to come alive in Qin Feng's hands. The sword shadows overlapped and formed a barrier around Qin Feng. The sword auras that the Huashan disciples launched were all blocked by the orange light. Up until now, no one had been able to hurt Qin Feng. Amazing! The killer book is too amazing! Qin Feng exclaimed in his heart as he brandished the spirit blast sword in a frenzy. He was only a stage 5 inner chi expert. Even with the help of a spiritual weapon and a high-level cultivation method, he could only kill a stage 7 inner chi expert. If he encountered a stage 8 inner chi expert, he would have to run away. Huashan's Madman Yang was a stage 8 inner chi master, and he had the help of 7 stage 4 inner chi masters. Qin Feng was still able to defend himself under such a high-intensity attack. This was beyond Qin Feng's expectations. Master, since you entered Devil Beast Mountain, you have killed a total of 5 wild beasts and 7 martial artists. The killer book has reached the 2nd level, and Master's strength has increased by 1.5 times. When Master has killed 30 beasts, the killer book will reach the 3rd level, and Master's strength will increase by 2 times, Little Pig said. Qin Feng now understood the effects of the killer book. Every time the killer book leveled up, Qin Feng's power would increase by 0.5 times. The killer book could be leveled up to 10 times, and when it was maxed out, Qin Feng's power would temporarily increase by 5 times. This meant that Qin Feng's original power would increase by 5 times. Now that Qin Feng was a stage 5 inner Qi cultivator, his strength was equivalent to a stage 7 inner Qi cultivator. After increasing his strength by 0.5 times, Qin Feng's strength was comparable to a stage 8 inner Qi expert. Because of this, Qin Feng was able to withstand the attacks from the Huashan sect disciples. Aside from Madman Yang, the rest of the disciples were far weaker than Qin Feng. Their attacks were ineffective against Qin Feng. Buzz buzz buzz. The sound of the sword whistled in the air, and the Chongling sword in Qin Feng's hand had already turned into a series of mirages. He suddenly leaped up and stabbed towards the 2 disciples of Mount Hua. His nimble sword fell and stabbed both of their vital points at the same time. Bang! The powerful airflow in the sword qi blasted the 2 disciples' bodies into pieces, and blood and flesh floated in the air. When the disciples of Mount Hua saw this scene, they were so scared that their legs turned to jelly. They never thought that Qin Feng would be so powerful. As the sword freak of Mount Hua, Madman Yang was also shocked by Qin Feng's strange and exquisite swordsmanship. Qin Feng's swordsmanship was simple and clear, but Madman Yang couldn't understand it. Even he, a swordsman who had comprehended swordsmanship for more than 30 years, felt inferior. Retreat! Retreat now! Facing Qin Feng's powerful strength, Madman Yang didn't dare to fight him head-on. He hurriedly ordered the Hua Mountain disciples to retreat. The Hua Mountain disciples had been waiting for Elder Yang's words for a long time. At this time they all began to run. Some disciples even threw away their swords and ran. Mount Hua is famous for its swordsmanship, and the disciples of Mount Hua mainly practice swordsmanship. As the saying goes, as long as the sword exists, the disciple lives. If the sword dies, the disciple dies. Since you guys don't even want your swords, I think it's better to leave your lives behind. Qin Feng looked coldly at the people who were running away. He raised his hand slightly, and more than 10 sword lights whizzed past. Instantly, 3 disciples were struck and fell to the ground. They never got up again. The remaining disciples of Mount Hua successfully escaped under Madman Yang's cover. However, Madman Yang was in a sorry state. In order to block the swords for his disciples, his clothes were torn by the sword qi. He looked like a beggar on the street. Who is that in front? Quickly report your name, or we will launch an attack. Halfway through the disciples of Mount Hua, a large group of martial artists suddenly surged in front of them. Madman Yang recognized a few of them and quickly shouted, "Great Master Yuanzhan, Priestess Heartless, South Sea Saber King. It's me, Huashan Sect's Grand Elder Yang Chongqing." "It's Madman Yang? Madman Yang, what are you people of Mount Hua doing? Did you meet an enemy or something?" After the few major forces recognized Madman Yang, they let down their guard. However, in the next second, they immediately raised their weapons and stared at Qin Feng, who was flying over, as if they had seen a formidable enemy. "It's Qin Feng. Qin Feng is right behind us. This brat is very powerful. Everyone attack together." Madman Yang shouted anxiously. Before the others could react, the Shaolin Temple's monk Yuanzhan had already charged forward. With a light leap, he arrived in the air. "Qin Feng, you killed my junior brother Yuanqing. Today I will tear you to shreds." Yuanzhan was now a stage 8 inner qi expert, and his strength was slightly stronger than Yuanqing's. He was considered the strongest among the group. Seeing that Yuanzhan had personally made a move, the other factions could only watch from the sidelines. They didn't dare to compete with the Shaolin Temple. Sonorous Thunder Palm. Rumble. The might of the Shaolin Temple's secret technique, Sonorous Thunder Palm, shook the heavens. When Yuanzhan's palm landed, the air was deafening like thunder. The beasts in the forest howled, and the strange birds on the trees flew away in fear. When Qin Feng arrived, he was enveloped by a powerful aura. Without much time to think, Qin Feng put on his winter iron glove and punched Yuanzhan's palm. Intermediate Thunder Tiger Fist. Rumble. When the fist and palm collided, the people standing on the ground felt the ground shake. Qin Feng's intermediate Thunder Tiger Fist was like a ferocious tiger descending the mountain. Now that Qin Feng had the strength of a stage 8 inner Qi expert with the help of the killer book, his Thunder Tiger fist was even more domineering. When Yuan Zhan's fist landed, the impact numbed his arm. Bang! Dozens of explosions rang out. Yuan Zhan fell from the sky and landed on the ground. He took 3 steps back before he could stabilize himself. Qin Feng, on the other hand, was not much better. His body was sent flying by the powerful aura like a kite with its string cut. Finally, he crashed into a tree and stopped. The moment he landed, he vomited a few mouthfuls of blood. Gasp! It was a simple collision, but it stunned many of the forces that had rushed over. Many of them had been to Hepping Town before, and had witnessed Qin Feng's strength. 3 days ago, Qin Feng was only a stage 6 inner Qi expert. Now he could fight head-on with Yuan Zhan, who was a stage 8 inner Qi expert. This rocket-like method of leveling up was unimaginable. Brat, let's see if you can take a second palm strike from me. Yuan Zhan landed on the ground and caught his breath. Then, he leaped into the air and arrived above Qin Feng's head in the blink of an eye. As a stage 8 inner Qi expert, Yuan Zhan was famous in the martial arts world. However, he was forced to retreat by Qin Feng, a junior in his early 20s. This was a blatant slap to his face. Yuan Zhan was so angry that his beard became crooked. Great Thunder Palm! Rumble! Yuan Zhan did not give Qin Feng any chance to catch his breath. He had been hiding his strength earlier. When his second palm strike landed, the tree behind Qin Feng swayed in the wind. Not only was this palm strike very powerful, but it also suppressed Qin Feng's inner Qi. Qin Feng tried to dodge, but his speed clearly decreased. Bang! The palm wind smashed into Qin Feng's chest and sent him flying. He crashed into a tree behind him and vomited a few mouthfuls of blood in midair. When Qin Feng landed, he felt like his internal organs had been shattered by Yuan Zhan. After fighting Yuan Zhan and Madman Zhang, Qin Feng deeply understood that there was a huge gap between experts of the same realm. One could say that even 2 Madman Yangs might not be able to kill Yuan Zhan. Humph! An ant's disciple is only a so-so. With your little ability, you dare to oppose my Shaolin temple? You simply do not know the immensity of heaven and earth. Yuan Zhan leaped up and arrived beside Qin Feng. Then he stomped on Qin Feng's thigh. Crack! The sound of Qin Feng's bones breaking came from his thigh. However, Yuan Zhan did not stop there. He stomped on Qin Feng's arm and other leg 3 more times. Only then did he smile faintly at Qin Feng. Now you are just trash. Let's see where you can run to now. Qin Feng endured the intense pain of his broken bones. The pain made him break out in a cold sweat, and the veins on his forehead bulged. However, Qin Feng did not cry out in pain at all. Instead, he looked coldly at Yuan Zhan, remembering Yuan Zhan's actions in his heart. Qin Feng had fought a huge battle with the Flame Wolf not long ago. In that battle, he had used all his trump cards. Now, he could only think of other ways to get out of this predicament. Fellow cultivators, Qin Feng killed my junior brother Yuan Qing in Peacetown 3 days ago. This time, I am here on the orders of the Shaolin Temple's abbot to capture Qin Feng and bring him back to the sect. I hope that everyone will give this poor monk some face and not stop me from bringing Qin Feng back. After crippling Qin Feng's limbs, Yuan Zhan was no longer worried that Qin Feng would escape. He turned to look at the other factions. As he spoke, he purposely released his vast inner Qi, suppressing everyone present. Right after Yuan Zhan finished speaking, 2 Shaolin disciples went forward to drag Qin Feng away. The people from the other factions were still in a daze. Some of them were shocked by Yuan Zhan's strength, while others were thinking of ways to make Qin Feng stay. Wait! I don't want to go back to the Shaolin Temple with you. Qin Feng's voice suddenly rang out. The 2 Shaolin disciples instinctively stopped. Yuan Zhan also stopped. He glared at the 2 Shaolin disciples, panting with rage. He roared, "Who told you to stop? Pretend you did not hear that brat's words. Quickly come back with me to report." Chapter 550. Upon hearing Qin Feng's words, the surrounding sects could no longer remain calm. A blue-grade spiritual equipment and a black-grade cultivation technique were both treasures that could cause a bloodbath in the martial arts world. Now that Qin Feng had 2 of them on him, How could they not be excited? Grandmaster Yuanzhen, please stay. A Mei Sect's priestess Heartless was the first to step forward. During the battle at Hepping Town, Priestess Heartless was suppressed by the other 4 sects, and was forced to withdraw from the team that fought for Qin Feng's treasures. This time she led the experts of her sect here again. How could she back down so easily? Priestess Heartless, your strength is far inferior to mine. I advise you not to meddle in this matter, lest it affects the friendship between our 2 sections. Monk Yuanzhen glanced at Priestess Heartless indifferently. This monk looked harmless, but his majestic and turbulent aura rippled endlessly from his body. He could kill most of the people here with a single palm strike at any time. Grandmaster Yuanzhen, that brat Qin Feng has just killed the disciples of Mount Hua. I have to avenge him. I hope Grandmaster Yuanzhen can detain Qin Feng so that I can have a chance to execute him. After Priestess Heartless took the lead, Madman Yang quickly stepped forward as well. Then, as if they had found a backer, each of the major sects stepped forward and expressed their desire to detain Qin Feng. In a few breaths' time, hundreds of martial artists surrounded the Shaolin Temple. 18 Shaolin Temple disciples had come, and they had formed a formation of 18 bronze men. Yuanzhen stood in the center of the formation. He looked calm on the surface, but inwardly, he was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. Both sides were in a stalemate, and no one was willing to back down. Qin Feng took advantage of this time, and hurriedly bought a bottle of inner yuan pills from the system. Immediately, a warm current surged through Qin Feng's body. The abundant spiritual qi nourished Qin Feng's body, allowing his broken bones to regrow and reconnect. The chaotic qi in his body also quickly adjusted. Qin Feng leaned weakly against a large tree and pretended to be in pain because his arms and legs were broken and he couldn't walk. However, his body was healing quickly. Now, not only were his broken bones completely connected, but his inner qi had also recovered by 70 to 80%. The confrontation on the other side was still going on. It had already lasted for 5 minutes. During these 5 minutes, the people from Shaolin Temple and the other major factions were releasing their auras to suppress each other. The air around them seemed to be solidifying. The oppressive atmosphere caused many of the weaker martial artists to be unable to breathe. Some had already knelt on the ground and vomited. Bang! A loud sound suddenly came from Yuanzhen's body. The peaceful smile on Yuanzhen's face had long since disappeared. He swept his gaze over the crowd with a ferocious expression and said, "There is a correct path for all of you, yet you refuse to take it. You insist on opposing my Shaolin Temple. In that case, don't blame this poor monk for being rude." In order to fight for Qin Feng's treasures, Shaolin Temple had sacrificed monk Yuan Qing, a stage 8 inner qi expert in Hepping Town. In the eyes of Shaolin Temple, Qin Feng belonged to them. How could Yuanzhen hand over Qin Feng now? He could only do his best to fight against the other factions. Yuanzhen roared, and the Shaolin Temple's 18 bronze men quickly changed their formation. They changed from a defensive formation to an offensive formation. The 18 bronze men were as tough as steel. They charged into the crowd with unstoppable momentum. When the disciples of the major faction struck the 18 bronze men with their sabers, spears, and staffs, they gave off ear-piercing metallic sounds. However, they did not cause any damage to the Shaolin Temple disciples. Yuanzhen leaped up and hovered in the air. Then, he sent out a flurry of palm strikes at the surrounding factions. Thunder roared in the sky and strong winds blew on the ground. Several cultivators were blown back and vomited blood. Sonorous thunder palm. Rumble. The battle started at any moment, and it was extremely bitter. Although Shaolin Temple did not have many people, they gained the upper hand by attacking first. This round of attacks caught the other factions off guard. The stage 4 inner qi cultivators were caught off guard and were severely injured on the spot. Many of them were even killed by Yuanzhen with one palm strike. Shaolin Temple is too arrogant. Everyone attack together. Chase them away. Yuanzhen, to think that Shaolin Temple keeps saying Buddha is merciful. You want to take Qin Feng's treasures for yourself and even want to kill everyone? You are simply devoid of conscience. For a moment, the surroundings were filled with curses and complaints about Shaolin Temple's actions. The experts of the major factions had already recovered from their daze. Many of them started dodging Shaolin Temple's attacks. The Stage 6 Inner Qi experts and above even started to counterattack. Wudong 13 Formations Attack. Rapid Violent Saber. Mount Hua Sword Technique. Unfettered Illusion Formation. Myriad Dust Extermination. The dozens of factions started to counterattack, setting up their formations and making their moves. The Amasex azure-clothed priestess was very eye-catching among the crowd. Although they were all women, their strength could not be underestimated. This was especially so for Priestess Heartless. She held a frost iron horsetail whisk. When she swung it, hundreds of saber chi were hidden in the air, making it impossible to dodge. The effects of her attacks were the same as Qin Feng's wind blades. Ding! 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 All kinds of attacks landed on the 18 bronze men. The sound of metal clashing could be heard. It was as if these 18 men were made of copper and iron. Faced with such an opponent, the martial artists who were below Stage 6 Inner Qi felt powerless and powerless. I want to see if the Shaolin 18 bronze men formation is really unbreakable. Watch my sword. Madman Yang swung his sword a few times, but he was unable to hurt the Wudong disciples. This time he was angry. He leaped onto the top of the 18 bronze men. The long sword in his hand danced quickly, forming streaks of sword shadows. Madman Yang, our Wudong 13 formations will help you suppress the Shaolin disciples' inner qi. Quickly break through them. Zhang Duanya led the Wudong disciples into a formation to assist Madman Yang. Madman Yang's eyes were bloodshot, and he began to change his strategy. Previously, he had a broad vision and continuously attacked every single member of the 13 bronze men formation. Now Madman Yang brandished his long sword, and within a breath's time, he could unleash dozens of white sword shadows, and all of them were concentrated on a single Shaolin disciple's body. Dong dong dong. The sound of the sword qi landing on the disciple's body changed. The disciple's face turned pale and he looked like he could not hold on any longer. Under the high-intensity sword qi, Madman Yang's eyes were already bloodshot. He took a deep breath of inner qi and once again swung his long sword faster. The sword qi filled the sky. At the same time, the head of the Quick Blade sect, South Sea Blade King, also came forward to help with his huge blade. With a swing of his blade, a huge sword qi whizzed over and smashed onto the 18 bronze men. Rumble! An explosion spread out. One of the 18 bronze men's body seemed to have exploded. The clothes on his body were all torn to shreds. He screamed and fell to the ground. With one of the 18 bronze men broken, the remaining 17 were obviously weaker. Seeing this situation, the Divine Dragon Sect, Tianshan Sect, Throwing Dagger Society, Flaming Sect, and more than 10 other sects came to the center of the battle and began to surround the Shaolin 17 bronze men. After the formation was broken, the strength of the Shaolin Temple disciples plummeted. They could not resist the encirclement at all. When Yuan Zhan saw this scene, he felt extremely anxious. He wanted to rush over and help, but there were still 5 Stage 7 Inner Qi experts around him. They did not give Yuan Zhan a chance to catch his breath. Seeing that the situation was hopeless and that most of the Shaolin Temple disciples were heavily injured, Yuan Zhan could only suppress his rage. He shouted, "Everyone stop! I can keep Qin Feng here and discuss with everyone how to deal with him." Earlier, Yuan Zhan had been overbearing and wanted to monopolize all of Qin Feng's treasures. Now, when he saw that he could not defeat Qin Feng, he started to ask for peace. Everyone looked down on his actions. However, they still stopped fighting. They could indeed work together to destroy Yuan Zhan and the Shaolin Temple disciples. However, the Shaolin Temple was one of the 3 sects and 5 major sects of China. If they really did that, they would suffer the revenge of the Shaolin Temple in the future. They did not want to make such a great enemy. All the major forces stopped fighting. Yuan Zhan leaped to the side of the Shaolin Temple disciples. He piled the severely injured disciples together and circulated inner qi in their bodies to help them heal. After a while, Yuan Zhan stood up again. He looked at the crowd angrily and said, "Qin Feng killed my junior brother Yuan Qing. This time the Shaolin Temple should get more treasures. The Great Shaolin Temple will take the blue-grade spiritual weapon and the black-grade cultivation technique on that brat. You can split the rest of the treasures among yourselves." When they heard Yuan Zhan's words, everyone immediately became unhappy. The most attractive things on Qin Feng were the blue-grade battle armor and the black-grade cultivation technique. It was simply a fool's dream for the Shaolin Temple to take both of them at once. Grandmaster Yuan Zhan, according to what you said, Qin Feng also killed Zhang Yunqing, the proud disciple of our Wu-Tang sect, 3 days ago. Shouldn't our Wu-Tang sect also take away Qin Feng's blue-grade spiritual weapon and profound-grade cultivation method? However, this brat only has so many treasures on him. How can everyone take as many as they want? That's right. Our divine dragon sect suffered even greater losses last time. We even lost our first elder. We also want 2 of the best treasures. Yuan Zhan's suggestion clearly did not meet everyone's expectations. The crowd immediately broke out into discussion, each with their own opinions. Normally, Yuan Zhan would have killed those people who made a ruckus if he encountered such a situation. However, the Shaolin Temple had just been defeated. Yuan Zhan could only hold back his temper and say, "Stop making a ruckus. In that case, why don't all of you come up with a good suggestion for splitting the treasures?" Yuan Zhan's shout caused everyone to fall silent. It was not that they were afraid of Yuan Zhan, but that no one could think of a reasonable way to split the treasures. No matter how many treasures Qin Feng had on him, he would at most have 10, right? However, there were at least 30 factions present. Moreover, many more factions were rushing over. Even if each sect had 1 treasure, it would not be enough. Everyone, before you think of how to split the treasures on me, I want to settle my personal grudge with these bald donkeys from the Shaolin Temple. Does anyone have any objections? Just as everyone was feeling depressed, Qin Feng, who had been ignored all this while, suddenly spoke. Everyone looked at Qin Feng in shock. Qin Feng had a smile on his face. At this moment he was still sitting under a big tree. Everyone thought that Qin Feng's limbs were broken, and he couldn't use his martial arts. At this moment Qin Feng actually said such big words. It was really puzzling. "You ant, you only know how to spout nonsense. Let me teach you a lesson again." Yuan Zhan had been suppressing his anger. When he heard Qin Feng suddenly speak up, Yuan Zhan leaped up and sent a palm strike at Qin Feng in midair. Chapter 551. See, when everyone saw Yuan Zhan attack, they all inhaled sharply. They did not pity Qin Feng's life. Instead, they feared that after Yuan Zhan killed Qin Feng with a palm strike, they would not be able to force out Qin Feng's black-rank cultivation technique. "Venerable Yuan Zhan, please show mercy," someone in the crowd exclaimed. Yuan Zhan had been suppressing his anger. He had unleashed his full strength to send out a palm strike. Furthermore, the sonorous thunder palm had already landed. Thunder crackled above Qin Feng's head. Clearly, Yuan Zhan could not pull back his palm strike. "You insignificant ant. If you die, so be it. At most, I will give up my profound ranked cultivation technique." Yuan Zhan also realized that he had gone overboard with this palm strike. To think that he wanted to kill Qin Feng with 1 palm strike. Now Yuan Zhan could not help cursing. Rumble! The sonorous thunder palm moved like a tiger. In the blink of an eye, it landed on the tree Qin Feng was leaning on. The tree, which was as thick as 5 or 6 people's waists, looked like it had been struck by lightning. A loud rumble rang out, and the tree fell, shaking the ground. Whoosh! Yuan Zhan's palm strike scared everyone to the point that they did not even dare to breathe. This simple palm strike displayed Yuan Zhan's strength as a peak 8th layer inner chi cultivator. It turned out that Yuan Zhan had been holding back when he attacked earlier. He had only used his full strength because he had been furious earlier. That's not right. Where is Qin Feng? After a brief moment of shock, everyone was shocked by another strange thing that made their scalps tingle. Yuan Zhan had broken Qin Feng's arms and legs earlier. Now he had disappeared? If Yuan Zhan had smashed the tree into bits, there would at least be some blood and flesh. However, aside from the tree that fell to the ground and the dust that blew up in the wind, there was no sign of Qin Feng at all. The light in demonic beast mountain was already very weak. The surroundings were gloomy and gloomy. From time to time a cold wind would blow. Standing in such an environment and seeing such a strange thing happen, many cultivators had goosebumps. It was as if they were in a horror movie. Old Baldy, are you looking for me? Is your strength only so? Just as everyone panicked, Qin Feng's hearty laughter rang out in the air. Everyone quickly looked up and saw Qin Feng, who had lost his arms and legs, clad in dark blue tyrannical battle armor. He held a whip flickering with orange light as he appeared above Yuan Zhan's head like a war god. Before Yuan Zhan could send out a second palm strike, Qin Feng raised his hand, and the spirit snake whip drew a beautiful arc in the air. Phantom whip technique. Crackle. Ear-piercing lightning flashed and thunder roared. The effect was even more deafening than that of Yuan Zhan's great thunderclap palm. The spirit snake whip landed on Yuan Zhan's chest, tearing his yellow clothes to shreds, revealing the skin under his clothes. His skin was torn and dark purple blood oozed out. The pain made Yuan Zhan's lips twitch. Ew, how did you recover? This is impossible. Monk Yuan Zhan forgot about the pain in his body. He stared at Qin Feng with his old eyes, looking like he wanted to see through Qin Feng's body. Monk Yuan Zhan had personally broken Qin Feng's limbs earlier. In less than half an hour, not only had Qin Feng's limbs healed, but his inner qi had also stabilized. His strength had also improved significantly. Such a change did not make sense. Yuan Zhan was not the only one who could not understand this. All the cultivators present were confused as well. Crackle. Qin Feng ignored these people's shock. He remembered what Yuan Zhan had done to him earlier. Qin Feng raised the whip in his hand again and struck Yuan Zhan's back. This time dense wounds appeared on Yuan Zhan's back, dripping blood. Martial Uncle Yuan Zhan, be careful. The Shaolin Temple disciples recovered their wits and rushed over to help Yuan Zhan. Although these Shaolin Temple disciples were injured, when they got into formation, their strength could not be underestimated. Shaolin Temple's 18 Bronze Men Formation. Attack. The 18 bare-handed Shaolin Temple disciples instantly surrounded Qin Feng. 5 of them took the lead and charged forward. With every step they took, the ground gave off a heavy thud. Qin Feng flipped his hand, and the spirit snake whip vanished. A pair of war axes flickering with blue light appeared in his hand. Qin Feng did not hesitate to hack down at the incoming Shaolin Temple disciples. Raging Flame, Heaven Burning Art. Rumble. The 2 axes slashed out, and 2 long dragons whizzed out. The long dragons rampaged about, and continuously struck the bodies of the 5 Shaolin disciples who were charging at them. Those 5 people were like copper walls and iron bastions. Their bodies emitted the sound of metal striking against metal. However, the powerful warriors had already heard the abnormality. The sound of the bodies of the 5 Shaolin disciples who were attacked was undergoing a huge change. Bang! 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 Soon 5 explosions rang out. The 5 Shaolin Temple disciples fell to the ground, vomiting large amounts of blood. The Shaolin Temple's 18 Bronze Men formation had given the various faction experts a headache earlier. Now, Qin Feng had broken the formation with one swing of his axe. Such a strong move frightened the cultivators so much that their jaws dropped to the ground. How can this be? What kind of heretical cultivation method did you cultivate? How did your strength suddenly soar so much? Monk Yuan Zhan still had not recovered his wits. He could not be bothered to care about the injured disciples on the ground. He just stared at Qin Feng in shock. Qin Feng smiled as he looked at Yuan Zhan. Naturally, he would not explain to Yuan Zhan what had happened. When Yuan Zhan led the Shaolin Temple disciples to fight the various factions, Qin Feng had first bought inner essence pills to recover his broken bones and chaotic qi. Then, he had used the chaos to kill many cultivators with wind blades. Not only had he earned a large sum of hedonist points, but he had also leveled up the killer book to the 2nd level. Right now, Qin Feng was twice as strong as before. He could reach the peak of 80% of inner essence. Hence, when Qin Feng faced Yuan Zhan and the other Shaolin Temple disciples again, he could fight them. Furthermore, he caught them off guard and caught the Shaolin Temple disciples off guard. Yuan Zhan was still in a daze, waiting for Qin Feng's reply. Qin Feng ignored the bald monk and tossed out the heaven-splitting axes. They immediately turned into 2 boomerangs that circled the Shaolin Temple disciples before flying back to Qin Feng's hand. Bang! 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 Wherever the heaven-splitting axes passed, explosions rang out one after another. It was as if there were dozens of landmines buried underground. The air currents exploded, kicking up a cloud of dust. The scene was as exciting as a military exercise. After leveling up the killer book to the second level, Qin Fan's strength became relatively powerful. In just a few breaths of time, the 18 Shaolin Temple bronze men all fell to the ground, heavily injured. 5 or 6 of them were already on their last breaths and looked like they would die at any moment. Seeing this scene, Yuanzhen finally came back to his senses. He was so angry that his beard became crooked. He waved his hand and took out 2 short rods from his wide sleeves. He combined the 2 rods and formed a silver-colored frost iron rod made of frost iron. Qin Fan, you're dead today. Yuanzhen could not be bothered to waste his breath. He swung his rod, and waves of rod afterimages and cold winds attacked Qin Fan. Yuanzhen was a peak stage 8 inner essence expert. Now that he was using a white-grade spirit tool, his strength increased greatly. Qin Fan quickly dodged, narrowly avoiding the overlapping rod afterimages. Raging flames burning the heavens. Qin Fan, who was in midair, did not show any mercy. He swung his hands and 2 dragons landed on the ground, instantly enveloping Yuanzhen. Yuanzhen's eyes focused, and the frost iron rod in his hand spun like a flaming wheel. Cold winds blew in the surroundings, and the overlapping rod afterimages attacked the 2 dragons. Coiling Dragon Rod Technique. The Shaolin Temple's Coiling Dragon Rod Technique was one of the Shaolin Temple's rod techniques. Its might was unparalleled, and its momentum could even coil dragons. The 2 dragons that Qin Fan sent out with his axes were trapped by Yuanzhen's rod technique. The overlapping and illusory rod techniques suppressed them until they gradually dissipated. Watch out for my rod. After blocking Qin Fan's attack, Yuanzhen flew over and swung his rod at Qin Fan. The frost iron rod was very fast, and it instantly arrived at Qin Fan's chest. Qin Fan's strength was unfathomable. He leaped lightly and dodged Yuanzhen's rod. Then, he turned around and swung his axe at Yuanzhen's back. Bang! Yuanzhen felt the strong wind behind him and countered with a palm strike. The great thunder palm collided with the heaven-splitting axe. Qin Fan flipped 3 times in the air before he landed steadily. Yuanzhen was sent flying with his rod, and he vomited a few mouthfuls of blood. Whoosh! The fight between the 2 was too exciting. The spectators forgot that they were here to snatch Qin Fan's treasures. When they saw Yuanzhen, a peak stage 8 inner Qi realm cultivator, fall to the ground after Qin Fan's axe, they could no longer keep their mouths shut. Given Qin Fan's current strength, even if he could not defeat everyone's encirclement, it would be easy for him to escape. Snatching his treasures was simply a fool's dream. Qin Fan, you force me to do this. I will take you down with me. Qin Fan had beaten Yuanzhen to the point of vomiting blood in front of the various major factions of the outer world. The pain in his heart was even more intense than the pain in his body. Just like Yuanqing in Hepping Town, Yuanzhen was thoroughly enraged. Suddenly, a loud explosive sound came from his body. His originally ordinary body started to radiate a golden light, so blinding that no one could open their eyes. Damn! He's using this move again. These old fogies are really shameless. Even if they die, they want to drag someone down with them. They have no morals at all. Seeing the sudden change in Yuanzhen's body, Qin Fan's calm expression became slightly nervous. Last time in Hepping Town, Qin Fan had experienced the effects of Yuanqing's invincible golden body. At that time, Qin Fan had to join forces with the Yin-Yang Elders and Ghost-Face Mountain Man to defeat Yuanqing. In the end, Qin Fan had to activate the sky-splitting axis, sky-splitting function and hack Yuanqing several times before he could completely kill him. Now that the Yin-Yang Elders were not around, Qin Fan had already used the sky-splitting axis, sky-splitting function. Moreover, Yuanzhen was much stronger than Yuanqing. Now that Yuanzhen's invincible golden body was truly a headache for Qin Fan. Old bald donkey, I originally wanted to leave a few Shaolin disciples alive, but now you're forcing me to start a massacre. Just as Yuanzhen's invincible golden body was about to be completed, Qin Fan suddenly moved. White light continuously flashed from his hands, and in the next second, a Shaolin disciple fell to the ground. Qin Fan killed people with a wave of his hand. Before the martial artists from the other factions could figure out what was going on, the Shaolin 18 bronze men had all died. Ding. Host Qin Fan killed 8 Stage 4 Inner Qi martial artists. Reward: 4,000 Hedonist points. Ding. Host Qin Fan killed 5 Stage 5 Inner Qi martial artists. Reward: 5,000 Hedonist points. Chapter 552. The system's notifications kept ringing in Qin Feng's mind. In just a few breaths, Qin Feng had earned 13,000 Hedonist points. After the 18 Shaolin bronze men were destroyed, the progress bar for Qin Feng's killer book advanced significantly. Now, he had raised the killer book to level 3. Looking at the progress bar, Qin Feng estimated that he would be able to raise the killer book to level 3 after killing another 10 people. Brat Qin Feng, you are seeking death. Rumble. While Qin Feng tortured and killed Shaolin Temple's 18 bronze men, Yuan Zhan's invincible golden body was completely activated. When he saw the Shaolin Temple disciples lying on the ground, Yuan Zhan's eyes turned bloodshot. He was like a crazed beast. With one leap, he arrived above Qin Feng's head and quickly swung his palms. Palm-generated wind howled, and it was as if an incredibly ferocious storm had arrived. Crackle! A strong wind blew in the air and thunder rumbled. Many of the incoming ancient martial art practitioners felt dizzy from the powerful aura released by Yuan Zhan. The sonorous thunder palm was like a ferocious tiger. Now Yuan Zhan's inner qi kept bursting forth like it was free of charge. The sonorous thunder palm overlapped with each other. More than 10 palms overlapped as they flew towards Qin Feng. Bang! Qin Feng had no intention of clashing head-on with Yuan Zhan after he activated his invincible golden body. He frantically darted through the forest, dodging the attacks. Bang! 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 The great thunder palm continued to descend, narrowly brushing past Qin Feng's body and landing on the ground or trees. Trees snapped in the middle and crashed to the ground, causing the ground to tremble slightly. Large craters appeared, scaring everyone so much that they didn't even dare to breathe loudly. You little ant. If you have the guts, don't just run. Come and fight me head-on. Yuan Zhan sent out dozens of palm strikes, but none of them landed on Qin Feng. This angered Yuan Zhan so much that he cursed loudly. You bald donkey, do you not want to live anymore? Activate your invincible golden body. Do you think I'm stupid enough to die with you? It's been a long time since you last played. Is your brain damaged? Qin Feng would not fall for Yuan Zhan's provocation. Instead, he provoked Yuan Zhan. Ah, Qin Feng, today either you die or I die. I, Yuan Zhan, swear in front of everyone that I don't want the treasure on this brat. If anyone can help me capture Qin Feng, I'll help that person's faction take away Qin Feng's blue-grade spirit weapon. After chasing Qin Feng for a while, Yuan Zhan discovered that his speed was equal to Qin Feng's. He could not catch up to Qin Feng quickly. Qin Feng had forced Yuan Zhan into a corner. He actually took the initiative to give up on the treasures on Qin Feng. The moment Yuan Zhan shouted those words, the various factions below immediately became restless. All of them wanted to help Yuan Zhan. Sect Master, with Master Yuan Zhan's help, we might really be able to take Qin Feng's blue-grade spiritual tool. Please order our Quick Saber Sect brothers to attack together. A Quick Saber Sect disciple looked at the South Sea Saber Monarch anxiously. The South Sea Saber Monarch wore leather battle armor and held a saber that was as tall as he was. He looked very awe-inspiring. After hesitating for a while, the South Sea Saber Monarch swung his saber at Qin Feng. Quick Saber Sect's people attack. Soon after Yuan Zhan spoke, some sects came to help. The other sects became like ants on a hot pan, unable to decide what to do. Wudong sect disciples, heed my command. Set up the 13 sword formations and assist Master Yuan Zhan in capturing Qin Feng. Wudong sect's Zhang Duanya could no longer hold back. He raised his sword and took the lead to charge into the battlefield. 10 odd flying sabers tore through the air, all targeting Qin Feng. It turned out that the Flying Saber Society's members could no longer wait, so they all started attacking Qin Feng. More and more factions chose to help Yuan Zhan capture Qin Feng. However, most of the factions held back, preparing to observe for a while longer. Priestess Heartless, let's make a move as well. Otherwise, it will be difficult to snatch him later. The Amasex green-clothed priestess frowned slightly, feeling extremely anxious. Priestess Heartless gently swept the horsetail whisk in her hand, sweeping away the dust on her body. Then she said indifferently, Amasex disciples, heed my command. We will hold back and let both sides suffer. Qin Feng is at the peak of the 8th stage inner qi. How can he be captured so easily? Ha ha ha. Qin Feng, let's see where you can run to today. Even if you grow wings, you won't be able to escape. Seeing that 6 or 7 factions had come to help him, Yuan Zhan grinned from ear to ear. His attacks became even more ferocious. Thunder rumbled continuously in the sky, causing birds and beasts to scatter and flee. Rumble. Rapid berserk saber. The South Sea Saber Monarch had already arrived beside Qin Feng. The saber in his hand swung down, and a massive saber chi surged forward, shaking the surrounding trees. Qin Feng, I'll let you have a taste of the Wudong sect's 13 sword formations. Seeing that Qin Feng was being surrounded, Zhang Duanya smirked. At the same time, the long sword in his hand danced rapidly, assisting everyone in their attacks. In an instant, an overwhelming number of attacks crashed toward Qin Feng. There were saber chi, sword chi, flying sabers, axes, and everything else. Qin Feng's brows furrowed tightly. He could already feel the thick aura of death rapidly approaching him. With no time to think, Qin Feng leaped and dodged a small portion of the attacks. His figure rose into the air, and he quickly struck with both hands. Balls of intense destructive fire whizzed toward him. Whoosh! 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 The fireball was huge, and it descended from the sky. It scared everyone so much that they could not react. The martial artists who were hit by the destructive fire did not even have the time to scream before they were burned to ashes. Although many people were not hit, they were already dumbfounded by the terrifying might of the destructive fire. They even forgot to continue attacking Qin Feng. A demonic cultivator? Qin Feng is a demonic cultivator? Someone in the crowd exclaimed, followed by all sorts of screams of terror. This is not a demonic cultivator. How could a demonic cultivator's flames be so powerful that they can instantly burn people to ashes? This is clearly a demonic cultivator's corpse chi flame. Qin Feng is a demonic cultivator. He's actually a demonic cultivator? No wonder he could recover from his broken limbs and serious injuries. This is clearly a demonic cultivator's cultivation method. Only a demonic cultivator can do this. Qin Feng was clearly a martial cultivator. First, he was mistaken for a demonic cultivator, and now, he was even being dragged to the demonic cultivator. Hearing these discussions, Qin Feng was also speechless. However, he could not be bothered with everyone's perception of him. Qin Feng took advantage of this opportunity to wave his palms continuously. Balls of intense flame shot out and instantly turned 7 or 8 martial artists into ashes. Retreat. People of the Quick Blade sect, retreat quickly. Flying Blade sect, listen up, retreat from the battle. Damn, this stinking brat has been hiding his strength all along. I despise people who pretend to be pretentious the most. Madman Yang grumbled. He had no choice but to avoid Qin Feng and retreat far away from the battle circle. Zhang Duanya also wanted to retreat with the Wudong 13 Swords formation. Qin Feng leaped to the center of the 13 Swords formation and smiled at Zhang Duanya. Trying to run? Let's see where else you can run to. Zhang Duanya was scared out of his wits by Qin Feng. At this moment, both his legs were trembling slightly. However, Zhang Duanya knew that all the martial artists from the major factions were standing at the side and watching. He could not admit defeat on the surface. He could only brace himself and shout, "Humph! Why should I run? Did you forget that at the entrance of Devil Beast Mountain, our Wudong 13 Swords formation suppressed you to the point where you could not breathe? It was you who ran faster than a rabbit. 13 Swords formation attack. Alright, I want to see just how powerful the Wudong 13 Swords formation is." Qin Feng laughed coldly. He stood in the center of the 13 Swords formation and did not dodge at all. The Wudong 13 Swords formation formed a strange formation. The long swords in each of their hands were trembling non-stop. The swords hummed in all directions, causing the martial artists who were watching from afar to feel their ears ringing. Many people had already covered their ears, not daring to listen to the sound of the swords humming. Qin Feng stood in the middle of the formation. The swords humming overlapped and resonated with each other. The frequency and loudness were the most intense, causing Qin Feng to feel dizzy. Kill! Zhang Duanya kept staring at Qin Feng. When he saw that Qin Feng's consciousness was starting to blur, he immediately raised his longsword and stabbed forward. The shadow of a sword flashed, piercing toward Qin Feng's throat at lightning speed. Just as the sword was about to land, Qin Feng turned around and casually swung the spirit snake whip in his hand. Immediately, 3 Wudong 13 swords fell to the ground. Bang! 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 The bodies of the remaining 10 Wudong 13 swords formation suddenly exploded. The Wudong 13 swords formation had been completely broken by Qin Feng's whip. Once the sword formation was broken, the Wudong 13 swords formation suffered a backlash. The attacks they had launched earlier all landed on their own bodies. Rumble! The deafening sound of the spirit snake whip had just landed when thunder roared in the sky again. Monk Yuanzhan, whose entire body was flashing with golden light, appeared in midair and sent 2 palm strikes at Qin Feng. The palm winds flashed with yellow light, and their auras were clearly much stronger. Old bald donkey, I'll fight it out with you. Qin Feng had just broken the Wudong 13 swords formation, and did not have any time to react. Since he could not dodge this palm strike, Qin Feng simply sent a fireball at Yuanzhan. Boo! The great thunderclap palm strike was like a ferocious tiger. When it landed on Qin Feng's chest, it immediately sent him flying. Qin Feng vomited a mouthful of blood, and he felt the sacred azure demonic armor on him tremble slightly. Rumble! At the same time, the annihilation flame struck Yuanzhan. The intense flames instantly enveloped Yuanzhan, reaching more than 3 meters high. Yuanzhan's figure could no longer be seen clearly, only the intense flames danced in the wind. No one knew whether Yuanzhan was dead or alive. It's over. Yuanzhan has probably been reduced to ashes already. He's dead for sure. He was burned to death. When the various major factions saw this scene, they were all incomparably shocked. They had seen how powerful Qin Feng's flames were. They could instantly turn cultivators into ashes. Now that Yuanzhan was surrounded by the flames, everyone felt that he was dead for sure. Yuanzhan's palm strike had left Qin Feng in a terrible state. He fell to the ground, unable to get up. When Qin Feng saw the flames surrounding Yuanzhan, he heaved a sigh of relief. He had finally dealt with the troublesome Yuanzhan. As for the remaining factions, Qin Feng did not feel any pressure. Bang! Qin Feng had just relaxed when the sound of rushing wind came from the flames. A fireball shot out like a meteor, disappearing in a flash. Chapter 553. Seeing Qin Feng flying through the air, the crowd could not react. They could not figure out the situation. Bang! Another whooshing sound rang out. The blazing fireball suddenly moved very quickly. In an instant, it arrived in midair and crashed into Qin Feng's body. Dong! Before Qin Feng's body landed on the ground, he was knocked even higher into the air. The fireball landed on a tree trunk, then flew up again and hit Qin Feng's waist, causing him to continuously rise into the air. The flame started to dissipate, revealing a dazzling golden light. Yuanzhan kept landing on the tree trunk before flying up to attack Qin Feng again. The instant Yuanzhan attacked Qin Feng naked, everyone was stunned. The Amei sect nuns stared at Yuanzhan's body, their mouths gaping in shock. No one knew whether they were shocked by Yuanzhan's body, or the fact that Yuanzhan was still alive. Not only did Yuanzhan not die, but the flames also burned his clothes and shoes. There were no obvious wounds on his body. At this moment, Yuanzhan's eyes were bloodshot. He was like a berserk wild beast as he attacked Qin Feng's body continuously. Qin Feng was beaten to the point of vomiting blood. His bones also broke one after another, giving off crackling sounds. Ha ha ha! Yuan, do you think this old man is dead? You want to burn this old man to death with that little flame of yours? Do you think this old man's invincible golden body is for nothing? Today this old man will trample you to death. Yuanzhan laughed loudly. His sinister laughter sent chills down everyone's spine. Yuan Zhen knocked Qin Fan several dozen meters into the air. Suddenly, Yuan Zhen leaped up and somersaulted over Qin Fan's head. Then he stomped on Qin Fan's abdomen and sent Qin Fan plummeting from the sky. Bang! There was a loud sound as Qin Feng crashed into the ground, creating a large crater. This fall made Qin Feng feel as if his bones had shattered. The intense pain made it hard for him to breathe. If not for the blue-grade battle armor, Qin Feng knew that he would have died without a doubt. Whoosh! Yuan Zhen's cruelty scared everyone into drawing in a cold breath. Qin Feng's tenacious vitality shocked everyone. After activating the invincible golden body, Yuan Zhen's strength increased greatly. Qin Feng was beaten from the ground to the sky, and then from the sky to the ground, but he did not die. This surpassed everyone's imagination. Ha ha ha! Qin Feng, you ant. You want to fight with this old man? This old man can trample you to death with one foot. Yuan Zhen felt extremely delighted after beating up Qin Feng. Then, he looked at Qin Feng with an arrogant and despotic expression. Qin Feng ignored Yuan Zhen. He quickly bought a bottle of inner essence pills from the system and consumed them secretly. These inner essence pills were hard to come by in the mundane world. In the sacred medicine hall of martial artist town, they were worth an astronomical price. However, Qin Feng ate them like they were candy. In just over an hour he had consumed 2. If these cultivators found out, they would definitely faint from fright. The pill melted in Qin Feng's mouth, and dense spiritual energy immediately spread throughout his body. A warm current surged through his body, and the pain in his body quickly subsided. His broken bones also regenerated at a crazy speed, and his chaotic breathing quickly stabilized. Only Qin Feng knew about all these changes. At this moment, Yuan Zhen was still stepping on Qin Feng, laughing maniacally and mocking him. Qin Feng, on the other hand, pretended to be in pain from having his limbs broken, trying his best to stall for time. After cursing for a while, Yuan Zhen's expression changed. Suddenly, he smiled coldly and raised his right leg. Dense spiritual energy surged under his foot, scraping Qin Feng's clothes. Yuan Zhen looked like he wanted to stomp Qin Feng to death with one foot. Insignificant ant, go and be buried with my Shaolin disciples. Yuan Zhen's foot landed, aiming for Qin Feng's life. He laughed continuously as he said, "You fools! That's what you get for snatching my treasure from this old man. Now none of you can have it." Only now did everyone react. Yuan Zhen, this old bald donkey, speak like he was farting. Earlier, he promised that if anyone helped him capture Qin Feng, he would help them snatch Qin Feng's treasure. Turned out that he was lying. This infuriated the factions of the Quick Saber sect that had assisted Yuan Zhen. They had suffered heavy losses in the earlier battle. No, startled cries came from the crowd at the same time. However, before anyone could finish speaking, Yuan Zhen's foot had already landed. Bang! The ground trembled slightly, and a shoe imprint appeared in the ground. Qin Feng, who had been lying on the ground, suddenly disappeared. Hey! Qin Feng disappeared. He disappeared again. Too incredible. This fellow is really heaven-defying. When Yuan Zhen's foot landed, he quickly discovered something strange. The scene of Qin Feng shitting under his foot did not happen. Instead, when Yuan Zhen's foot landed, the hard ground shook him, causing him to feel a stinging pain. Yuan Zhen had tried to kill Qin Feng twice, but this fellow had suddenly disappeared in the end. This angered Yuan Zhen so much that he nearly crushed his teeth. The golden light on his body became even more dazzling. Whoosh! The sound of wind breaking rang out in the air, but no one noticed it at all. Whoosh! 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 The sound of wind breaking became more and more frequent. Finally, some of the stronger warriors discovered that something was wrong. 4 warriors had quietly fallen from the crowd, and the number of warriors that had fallen was still increasing. Someone is launching a sneak attack. Quick Saber Sect disciples, prepare to counterattack. This attack is very familiar. It's Qin Feng's attack. Madman Yang quickly recognized the wind blades. Previously, when he fought Qin Feng, he had seen Qin Feng's wind blade martial technique. Right after Madman Yang spoke, the crowd immediately turned chaotic. Everyone had yet to recover their wits from Qin Feng's miraculous disappearance. Now he was hiding somewhere and attacking them. Such recovery speed was simply incredible. Many cultivators regretted provoking this demon Qin Feng. Xiu! 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 Suddenly wind howled and dust flew everywhere. The wind blades mixed with the dust, flashing with white light. The crowd was already in chaos. Occasionally miserable cries rang out. Following that, people fell into a pool of blood. A black shadow constantly shuttled back and forth in the dense treetops. White light flashed from his hands, and he easily killed many warriors. Qin Feng had already recovered 70 to 80% of his strength. However, he still could not fight with Yuan Zhan, who had the invincible golden body. The progress bar of the killing book in Qin Feng's mind advanced rapidly. It looked like he was about to break through to the 3rd level. There. Qin Feng is there. I see him too. He is at the treetops. Everyone quickly shoot him down. After Qin Feng attacked for a while, many cultivators discovered his target. A few strong cultivators raised their weapons and attacked Qin Feng. After that, the cultivators reacted and started to counterattack. Suddenly, hundreds of attacks rose from the ground and surrounded half of the sky. All kinds of airflow collided and overlapped. Before the attacks even reached Qin Feng, there was already a violent explosion. The powerful aura seemed to be able to instantly blast a stage 7 inner Qi martial artist into pieces. Rumble! A clump of air currents exploded in front of Qin Feng. He did not seem to have any intention of dodging and was sent flying. At the same time, Qin Feng sent out a palm strike. An intense fireball fell to the ground like a meteor, instantly landing on a group of martial artists. These martial artists didn't even have time to react before their bodies were set ablaze. They didn't even have time to scream before they disappeared in this intense flame. Qin Feng, you killed several disciples of my quick blade sect. I will fight it out with you. Damn it. This fireball is so strange. Fortunately, I dodged quickly. Attack. Qin Feng is injured again. Let's quickly kill him. Seeing that Qin Feng was sent flying by everyone's attack, the martial artists from the major forces immediately chased after him. Among them, the sect leaders and elders of some of the sects were stronger and faster. In just a few leaps, 8 stage 7 inner Qi experts had already arrived in front of Qin Feng. Qin Feng fell to the ground with his eyes tightly shut as if he had fainted. Stinking brat, go and be buried with the disciples of the Quick Blade sect. Chapter 554. Qin Feng's attack was too sudden, and no one had time to dodge. They were either pushed back or sent flying. There were even a few stage 4 inner Qi martial artists who were killed by Qin Feng's Qi blast. Gasp! Everyone retreated to a place 10 meters away from Qin Feng and gasped. No one dared to approach Qin Feng anymore. His strength was too strange. He had been bullied by Yuan Zhan all the way, but he actually leveled up? Could it be that this guy cultivated a cultivation technique that allowed him to be beaten up? The more he was beaten up, the stronger he became? No one could guess the reason. At this moment, even Yuan Zhan was shocked by Qin Feng's counterattack. Under everyone's gaze, Qin Feng suddenly opened his eyes and slowly stood up. Qin Feng acted as if he did not see the various martial artists surrounding him. He leisurely patted the dust off his body and wiped his shoes. Finally, he took out his phone and took a picture of his hairstyle. My hair is all messed up. Is there anyone with a comb? Lend it to me, and I can spare your worthless life. Qin Feng suddenly chuckled. His gaze was like a torch as he swept his gaze across the crowd. Qin Feng's eyes were clear and bright, emitting an icy chill. Most of the martial artists didn't dare to look Qin Feng in the eye. Everyone felt that Qin Feng's aura had changed, but they couldn't figure out how. Since no one brought a comb, I'll kill all of you. Buzz! As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, his silhouette was already in midair. An orange longsword appeared in his hand, and he waved it lightly. His speed seemed very slow, at least in the eyes of the crowd. But in the next second, the surroundings seemed to be enveloped by overwhelming sword qi. Before anyone could react, dozens of screams rang out, followed by bodies exploding, flesh and blood splattering everywhere. Buzz! Qin Feng closed his eyes and did not even need to look. The Spirit Rush sword in his hand was still dancing, and its speed was still as slow as a tortoise's. Qin Feng's sword chi was very powerful. Even the Stage 7 inner chi experts were so scared that their faces turned ashen. They had no other choice but to dodge the sword chi attacks with all their might. Bang! 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 The sounds of bodies exploding rang out incessantly, and the screams and howls of wolves formed a melody. The wind carried the strong smell of blood. In a few short breaths, Qin Feng had killed 40 to 50 people. In the past, Qin Feng could use the wind blades to kill ordinary people. He was like a demon, dictating the life and death of ordinary people. Now Qin Feng could single-handedly kill Stage 4 inner chi experts in a breath's time. He had once again become a demon. Moreover, he was a demon of death that even martial artists feared. How could this be? What kind of cultivation method did you cultivate? How could you be so powerful? Yuan Zhen gaped in shock at the scene before him. After he recovered his wits, he leaped up and threw a palm strike at Qin Feng. Sonic Thunder Palm. Rumble. Yuan Zhen's entire body flickered with golden light. The palm wind that he sent out contained traces of golden light. A few minutes ago, when Qin Feng faced the sonorous thunder palm, he could only flee. Now he did not dodge. He gently swung the sword in his hand, and sword chi surged over, easily neutralizing the strong aura of the sonorous thunder palm. Bang! Not only did the sonorous thunder palm neutralize the attack, but the remnant sword chi also landed on Yuan Zhen, sending him flying. After activating the invincible golden body, Yuan Zhen was like an impregnable fortress. However, Qin Feng managed to send him flying with one strike. Such strength was terrifying. When Qin Feng saw Yuan Zhen flying, he leaped up unhurriedly. His figure turned into a bolt of lightning, and in the next moment he arrived below Yuan Zhen. He gently threw a palm strike, and Yuan Zhen's body exploded into the air. Clumps of blood sprayed out, looking like it was raining blood. At this moment, Yuan Zhen was like a kite with a broken string. His body swayed unsteadily in the air. Qin Feng chased after Yuan Zhen by stepping on tree branches. Every time Yuan Zhen was about to fall, Qin Feng would deliver another palm strike, sending Yuan Zhen flying even higher. This scene was very similar to the scene of Yuan Zhen tyrannizing Qin Feng earlier. No one expected Qin Feng to become so strong after a few minutes. He could ignore Yuan Zhen's invincible golden body and abuse him like he was torturing a dog. Why is it like this? Qin Feng is definitely a Stage 9 inner chi expert. He is riding on a rocket to level up. He reached the Stage 9 inner chi at such a young age? If we let this demonic genius continue to develop, our sex will suffer in the future. Everyone attack together. If Qin Feng does not die today, our sex will be destroyed in the future. The strength that Qin Feng displayed was too startling. It already inspired fear in everyone. None of the cultivators present dared to say that they were a match for Qin Feng. Right now they should be hiding from Qin Feng. However, these cultivators knew how to look at problems in the long term. They had taken the initiative to cause trouble for Qin Feng several times. How could Qin Feng let them leave so easily? Since they would die if they fled, they might die if they fought. Hence, they might as well fight head-on. Otherwise, if they allowed Qin Feng to continue developing, no one in the outside world would be able to stop him in the future. China's 9 dragons and 5 tigers would probably gain another member. Bang! While everyone was negotiating, Qin Feng had already beaten up Yuan Zhen. Now, Qin Feng stomped on Yuan Zhen's body and landed on the ground, creating a human-shaped crater. Yuan Zhen lay motionless in the crater. No one knew if he was dead or not. Qin Feng stood on Yuan Zhen's back with his hands behind his back and a satisfied smile on his face. Previously, after Qin Feng consumed the inner essence pill, he had escaped from under Yuan Zhen's feet when Yuan Zhen was not paying attention. Then, he killed in the dark and successfully raised the man book to the 3rd layer. After reaching the 3rd layer of the man book, Qin Feng's strength increased by 2.5 times. His various abilities improved rapidly. At this moment he was like a peak expert who had just entered the Stage 9 inner chi realm. Even Yuan Zhen, who had activated the invincible golden body, was nothing in Qin Feng's eyes. Kill! A series of angry roars resounded. Hundreds of cultivators reached an agreement and attacked Qin Feng together. Qin Feng looked at the attacking cultivators with a mocking expression. Before the cultivators could approach, Qin Feng's hands moved. Instantly a white light flickered and moved erratically. Xiao! 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 Previously, Qin Feng was only a stage 5 inner qi cultivator. His wind blade technique could only injure stage 4 inner qi cultivators and below. Now that Qin Feng's strength had increased explosively and his inner qi was robust, the lethality of his wind blade technique multiplied. When stage 4 inner qi cultivators encountered the wind blade technique, they could not dodge at all. Their limbs were either instantly chopped off or their heads fell to the ground. Xiao! 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 Qin Feng's hands created afterimages, and the wind blades flew out like raindrops. In less than a minute, more than 20 warriors were already lying on the ground, unable to get up. Even more warriors' clothes were tattered, and their bodies were riddled with scars and countless saber wounds. Everyone had just started attacking, and they had already suffered such heavy injuries. Not a single one of them could even touch Qin Feng. The rain of wind blades stopped, and the crowd of martial artists, who were originally very loud, also stopped in fear. They knew that Qin Feng was very strong, but after fighting with Qin Feng, many of them realized that Qin Feng was much stronger than they had imagined. Rumble! After the wind blade rain disappeared, fireballs rained down from the sky. Qin Feng used his wind blade rain to annihilate half of the cultivators. He planned to burn the remaining high-level cultivators with the fire of destruction. Run! Run quickly! Devil! Qin Feng is a devil. He's too scary. I don't want to see him ever again. Seeing the rain of fireballs, the cultivators from the major forces could no longer remain calm. The flames were very powerful and could instantly burn a person to ashes. Who would dare to face these fireballs head-on? That was simply courting death. Whoosh! 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 The fireballs were so fast that they instantly annihilated 5 or 6 cultivators in the sea of fire. Those cultivators didn't even have the time to scream before they were turned into ashes in the next second. Everyone was in a panic and fled in all directions like headless flies. This time the cultivators who came to kill Qin Feng were the elite experts selected from the major sections. Such a large group of martial arts experts were like ants in front of Qin Feng. They were at Qin Feng's mercy. Qin Feng, stop. Suddenly a tender voice came from the crowd. It carried a hint of coldness. Qin Feng's silhouette stood on a big tree. His hands paused for a moment and looked towards the source of the voice. The woman's voice sounded very familiar to Qin Feng, but he couldn't think of who it was. The fireballs gradually stopped. The fireballs that fell to the ground were still burning intensely. The various forces who were fleeing stopped running. When they heard the woman's voice, their expressions changed drastically. They all looked towards the source of the voice. 100 meters away, a beautiful woman in a red qipao ran over. She was tall and sexy, and the tight qipao outlined her perfect figure. Her full breasts bounced up and down as she ran, as if they would burst out of the qipao at any time. Behind the woman was a middle-aged man. The man was wearing a white singlet and black shorts. His strong muscles were on full display, especially the muscles on his legs. His calves were as thick as an adult's waist, and there was not a single bit of fat on them. They were all muscles that were as hard as iron. Whoosh whoosh. The woman and the middle-aged man were still 100 meters away when they spoke, but the two of them had reached the crowd in a few breaths. The cultivators of the various forces hurriedly opened up a path. After seeing the woman's peerlessly beautiful appearance, the expressions of the people who had been in despair and fear eased up, as if they had been saved. Team leader Huang is here. We're saved. We're saved. The man Miss Yen brought looks so familiar. Holy shit, he's Qi Wanjun, one of China's 5 tigers, the tiger of Beijing. Someone in the crowd exclaimed. The name Qi Wanjun was unfamiliar to many, but when they heard the nickname the Tiger of Beijing, they all gasped. China was huge and had a large population. It was said that the 5 tigers of 9 dragons played a very important role in the peaceful and harmonious development of such a huge country. The 5 tigers of 9 dragons represented China's 14 super experts. They had always been secretly dispatched by the government to quell all kinds of situations and emergencies. These 14 people didn't always stay the same. As the younger generation rose, The Chinese government would change the members of the 5 tigers of 9 dragons according to the individual's strength. However, the current 5 tigers of 9 dragons hadn't been changed in 10 years. These 14 people were all top-notch experts, and each had their own unique skills. Until now, there hadn't been any rising younger generation that could surpass them and replace them. The Tiger of Beijing. It really is the Tiger of Beijing. Chapter 555. Qin Feng looked at the newcomers and immediately recognized the beautiful woman and Qi Wanjun. Uncle Qi Wanjun, the most powerful general of the Sima family in the provincial capital. Sima too was a stage 4 inner Qi martial artist at a young age, and was highly regarded by the Sima family in the provincial capital. Therefore, the Sima family sent Qi Wanjun to the Sima family in Acropolis City to protect Sima Tuesday. Now that Sima Tu was dead and Qi Wanjun was sent back to the Sima family in the provincial capital, Qin Feng and Qi Wanjun were considered archenemies. It's you. Qin Feng looked at Qi Wanjun coldly. Yes, it's me. However, I'm not representing the Sima family today. I'm here to assist the dragon sect to maintain order. Uncle Qi looked at Qin Feng indifferently. He did not put Qin Feng in his eyes at all. Qin Feng had wanted to kill Uncle Qi before, but he was too weak at that time. Now that Qin Feng had upgraded the killer scroll to stage 3, he could use this opportunity to kill Uncle Qi. Qin Feng, your murderous intent is too strong. You've killed dozens of martial artists. This incident has attracted the attention of the dragon sect. They sent me to bring you back. Surrender now and follow me back to the dragon sect to receive your punishment. The beautiful lady who had been silent suddenly spoke as if she knew Qin Feng was about to attack. Her words were obviously a warning to Qin Feng. Qin Feng's gaze fell on the beautiful lady. She was none other than Yan Wushuang, the beautiful student in Qin Feng's class. When Qin Feng completed the mission of killing Taoist Rakshasa in the Martial Art Alliance, he handed in the mission to Yan Wushuang and received the reward. Therefore, Qin Feng was not surprised that Yan Wushuang was a member of the dragon sect. Miss Yan Wushuang, I'm sure the dragon sect has already investigated the reason why I started the massacre. Don't you think you're being a little too overbearing by bringing people here to capture me instead of pursuing the so-called martial arts sect's responsibility? Qin Feng looked at Yan Wushuang indifferently. A hint of helplessness flashed in Yan Wushuang's eyes. She said coldly and emotionlessly, Qin Feng, hurry up and follow me back. I can guarantee that you won't die. Hehe, I don't believe a woman's words, especially a beautiful woman. Qin Feng laughed heartily. He suddenly leaped into the air, transformed into a black shadow and shot out. Qin Feng was so fast that he was already dozens of meters away by the time everyone realized what was going on. Yan Wushuang's eyes flashed with helplessness when she saw Qin Feng running away. Qi Wanjun, who had been standing behind Yan Wushuang, had also disappeared. He was now following Qin Feng closely. Qin Feng, if you had obediently followed team leader Yan back, I wouldn't have had a reason to attack you. Now that you insist on running away, you've given me an excuse to attack you. I really have to thank you. Qin Feng hadn't taken more than a few steps when Qi Wanjun's cold laughter sounded behind him. Before Qin Feng could react, a violent wave of hidden energy spread behind him. Qi Wanjun had already punched Qin Feng without him noticing. Courting death. At the same time, Qin Feng struck Qi Wanjun's chest with the backhand. He knew Qi Wanjun was powerful, but now that he had reached the 3rd stage of the Killer Book, he was as powerful as a stage 9 inner Qi martial artist. So he wasn't afraid of Qi Wanjun. Rumble. When Qi Wanjun's fist and palm landed on both of them, Qin Feng's body froze in midair for a moment. Then he shot out like a rocket. The surging qi and blood in his body surged, and it was so painful that Qin Feng wanted to vomit out his internal organs. Explosions rang out continuously on his body, as if he was about to explode into pieces. Buzz. After Qi Wanjun was struck by Qin Feng's palm, a strange buzzing sound came from his body. Qi Wanjun's body didn't change at all. He somersaulted back gracefully and landed lightly on the ground. It seemed like a simple exchange of blows between the two of them, but it left everyone dumbfounded. Qin Feng's strength was still fresh in everyone's minds. He single-handedly defeated Yuan Zhan and the others. In the eyes of these martial artists, Qin Feng was like a cockroach that couldn't be killed. Moreover, his strength was terrifying. However, such an expert couldn't even withstand a punch from Jing Jinghu. This was enough to prove how powerful China's 9 dragons and 5 tigers were. After falling to the ground, Qin Feng clutched his chest and continuously vomited blood. Ever since Qin Feng obtained the Hedonist sovereign system, this was the first time he fought with such a powerful person. He even felt that the Yinyang elders, Ghost-Face Mountain Man Yuan Zhan, and Yuan Qing were nothing in front of Qi Wanjun. This simple exchange made Qin Feng realize that a Stage 9 inner Qi expert and a Stage 9 external Qi expert were incomparable to a Stage 9 inner Qi expert. The difference in strength of a Stage 9 inner Qi expert was several times greater. Moreover, the disparity in strength among the Stage 9 inner Qi experts was very serious. Even if everyone was in the Stage 9, the difference in strength could be like heaven and earth. Qin Feng and Qi Wanjun were an obvious example. I really didn't expect your strength to increase so quickly, brat. Qi Wanjun leaped lightly and arrived before Qin Feng. When Qi Wanjun was protecting Sima too, Qin Feng was only a Stage 3 inner Qi expert. Qi Wanjun didn't expect Qin Feng to advance to the early stage of Stage 9 inner Qi in just 4 months. Qi Wanjun's eyes lit up at Qin Feng's speed. Qin Feng finally stopped vomiting blood and bought an inner vitality pill from the system. This pill cost 2,000 hedonist points each, and Qin Feng bought 3 of them today. 6,000 hedonist points were wasted in an instant. The inner yuan pill melted in Qin Feng's mouth, and dense spiritual energy spread throughout his body. Today Qin Feng had gone through all kinds of life and death battles, and he had eaten 3 inner yuan pills in a row. At this time the inner qi in his dantian had become very dense, and it even felt like it was expanding. Qin Feng knew that this was a sign of a breakthrough. However, his injuries were quite serious, and this environment wasn't suitable for a breakthrough. Qin Feng suppressed the feeling of a breakthrough and prepared to leave Devil Beast Mountain and find a quiet place to complete his breakthrough. You still want to recover? I'll cripple your cultivation first and make you wish you were dead. Qi Wanjun held a grudge against Qin Feng. He was worried that Qin Feng had reached Stage 9 inner Qi at such a young age. He was afraid that Qin Feng would become a threat to him in the future if he allowed him to continue to develop. Qi Wanjun waved his hand, and the gust of wind from his palm was several times stronger than Yuan Zhan's sonic thunder palm. Qin Feng had only recovered 20% to 30% of his inner Qi, so there was no way he could dodge Qi Wanjun's attack. Uncle Qi, stop. Yan Wushuang frowned and hurriedly stopped Qi Wanjun. However, Qi Wanjun had already made up his mind. As if he didn't hear Yan Wushuang's order, his palm suddenly accelerated and was about to land on Qin Feng's head. Boom! A gust of wind came from behind Qin Feng. An agile cheetah appeared in front of Qin Feng without attracting anyone's attention. It fiercely punched Qi Wanjun's palm. Bang! Shock flashed through Qi Wanjun's eyes when the fist and palm collided. He retreated 3 steps before he could steady himself. The black figure stood ramrod straight in front of Qin Feng like a towering mountain, unmoving. Hiss! The crowd gasped, completely dumbfounded by the battle before them. Qi Wanjun was the tiger of Beijing, one of the 5 tigers of China. No one expected him to be knocked back 3 steps by a single punch, yet the man stood straight and expressionless as if nothing had happened. Who is this guy? Many martial artists were puzzled. The man standing in front of Qin Feng was tall and mighty. He had a muscular body, a resolute expression, and a tall and straight body. It was obvious that he was an expert in external martial arts. Someone in the crowd finally recognized the man and exclaimed, "If I'm not mistaken, this is Senior Yuan Fu, the #1 fighter in Southern martial arts 20 years ago." He was known as the Tiger of the Southeast when he first rose to fame. He was one of the 5 tigers of China 20 years ago, but he suddenly disappeared and retired from the ranks. I didn't expect to see him here. Yuan Fu was Uncle Fu who had been protecting Qin Feng. Yuan Fu was a name that had been around for a long time. He had shaken the Southeast 20 years ago, but only a few of the older generation still recognized him. However, his nickname was still as famous today. Among the 5 tigers 20 years ago, the tiger of Southeast's dragon subduing fist was the most domineering and unstoppable. Uncle Fu? Why are you here? Qin Feng didn't see Uncle Fu's face, but he was 100% sure it was Uncle Fu just by looking at his back. Qin Feng hadn't seen Uncle Fu and his father since the battle at the Amethyst Dragon Palace 3 months ago. Now that Uncle Fu had suddenly appeared to protect Qin Feng at the brink of death, Qin Feng's heart was filled with warmth, and his eyes were moist. Young Master Qin, leave now. Leave this to me, Uncle Fu said calmly without turning around. With the help of the inner Yuan pill, Qin Feng's body recovered by about 40%. He hurried to Uncle Fu's side and fought alongside him. Uncle Fu, I'm not leaving. Let's kill this bastard together. Uncle Fu glanced at Qin Feng, and his eyes were filled with astonishment. 3 months ago, Qin Feng was only a Stage 3 inner Qi cultivator. Now, he had suddenly stepped into Stage 9 inner Qi. If it wasn't for the fact that he was in a critical situation, Uncle Fu would have asked Qin Feng how he cultivated. This was simply godly speed. Young Master Qin, Master told me to protect your life with my life. You should leave now. Don't make things difficult for me. Uncle Fu looked at Qin Feng with a loving expression. Qin Feng was extremely touched. Uncle Fu had watched him grow up, and Uncle Fu had saved Qin Feng's life countless times. In Qin Feng's eyes, Uncle Fu was like his own uncle. How could Qin Feng let Uncle Fu fight alone? Uncle Fu, I won't leave. If we leave today, we'll leave together. If we die, we'll die together. Qin Feng's stubborn temper flared up, and no one could dissuade him. Uncle Fu felt a headache coming on, but he was also touched by Qin Feng. Uncle Fu lowered his voice and whispered into Qin Feng's ear. You leave first. I can escape by myself. Otherwise, I'll have wasted my time coming here. Qin Feng looked at Uncle Fu doubtfully. He didn't know if Uncle Fu was telling the truth. When he saw Uncle Fu nod at him, Qin Feng hesitated for a moment, then turned around and ran. You're tuning into the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.